Chapter 461 Void, Energy Network DAO. 2 more. This promotion ceremony happened to allow Chen Mo to make use of the problem. It can be said that only Chen Mo has this opportunity. At the same time, it is also unique to be able to instantly obtain a large amount of attention from the laws of the world. This is the unique advantage of Chen Mo. No member of parliament, even the extremely powerful space master today, can't do this. He can attract everyone's attention at the same time, and instantly wipe out a god whose area is as large as a quarter of the universe. Of course, even if it is possible, the space master has no chance to do so. Because he has been paid attention to by too many people, and his weapon is nothing more than the set of Requiem. He must be like Chen Mo, building a huge number of launching devices, or an extremely large and moving supreme artifact. Just the construction process and the resources invested can make any congressman unbearable. But Chen Mo is different. His construction is very fast and the resource consumption is very low. He can reduce the construction cost of the Halo to 1/10 of that of ordinary counselors. If manpower, supervision, energy transmission and other expenses are added, his cost at most is only 1% of the rest of the counselors. Unlimited energy and extremely fast biomanufacturing technology are also Chen Mo's unique advantages. Advantages one by one constitute the current situation. It can be said that this is the powerful manifestation of phagocytosis evolution. Step by step, the advantage is getting bigger and bigger, until it forms an all-round transcendence and crushing. What's even better is that Chen Mo works completely under the rules of the Star Soul world. There won't be any workhorse. Even, as time goes by, he has gained more and more authority, will he gradually move closer to the throne of the will of the planet. You know, this is the planetary will of the Star Soul world. The Star Soul world itself, because of the existence of countless powerful creatures, has become a very unusual existence, and it can be regarded as the strongest artifact in this world. Okay, Luo Bing couldn't help but get excited. He even slightly bent his soft waist and said with a smile, "Congratulations in advance, His Majesty the Great Holy Emperor." Afterwards, Luo Bing turned off the communication full of excitement. Time to work. I'm going to do my best. We must make this ceremony the grandest scene. I feel that this will be a turning point for the entire Star Soul world. Luo Bing couldn't help muttering to himself. This feeling is not because she is superstitious about Chen Mo. It's because, every time Chen Mo does something like this, it's definitely not as simple as it appears on the surface. Perhaps others may think that it is the field. But she already knows Chen Mo very well. In short, the next time we meet in the Star Soul world, maybe Chen Mo will be much stronger than now. With that mother star, I always feel that Chen Mo has also become extremely powerful. Not long after, Leviathans landed on Patila's home planet. A large number of engineers are working on it. And, the latest to join Chief Patila. He works very hard. He is the most familiar with all kinds of equipment here. With his help, it will be very helpful to integrate this knowledge into the green leather technology. After the inventory of Patila's home planet is completed, there will be a large amount of equipment and knowledge ready for sale. These are much more high-end than the previous batch, and even a member of parliament will be tempted by a lot of knowledge in them. In fact, many powerful star gods have already contacted Chen Mo through the star goddess Ao Dai, hoping to obtain certain knowledge. But Chen Mo didn't care about these trifles. With one thought, he arranged these things. He just waited for the final harvest summary. 5 hours later, the entire Patila home planet was counted. Chen Mo couldn't help infecting and controlling all the areas, and also understood how to use all the equipment. To his surprise, there are massive resources stored in the folding space inside Patila. Even he was a little surprised to see it. However, some of these resources are useless, for example, a star. Yes, using space technology, the Patela civilization actually sent a star to the interior of the Patila parent star. Because of space folding technology, the interior is 100 times the size of the exterior. So it is more than enough to accommodate a star. This star is also the source of energy for Patila's parent star. I have to say, this method is really once and for all. To some extent, this can be regarded as unlimited energy. But it is the kind with an upper limit, how much energy can be output at most every day. Unlike Chen Mo, who hasn't seen any caps so far. According to Femiris, the goddess of luck, the upper limit of this device will be truly exposed only when it crosses the universe. It is conceivable that the energy required is close to infinite. Therefore, if you want to manufacture a dimensional spaceship, almost unlimited energy is the basic requirement. Except for stars, the reserves of other high-energy minerals are quite exaggerated. In addition to being able to satisfy Chen Mo's modification of Patila's parent star, the remaining parts can meet all the construction needs of Chen Mo's portal. This point is very important, because this is Chen Mo's second most important internal plan besides the Ascension plan, and that is the teleportation network channel. His plan is to combine the Gate of the Void to see if he can use the characteristic 023 of the Void to make this transmission network cover the entire universe. In this case, the Gate of the Void is projected in the void, like a torch, which can guide everyone and carry out teleportation. And Holy Terra, without a doubt, will be the center of the universe. More than 100 tons of manganese ore. Countless high-energy crystals. This wave is really sleepy. Send a pillow. Big profit. Chen Mo couldn't help smiling. With these materials, his construction period will not stop. It also saves the step of considering obtaining materials. After all, he has now discovered that his size is really too big, not only dumping supplies, affecting the price of Star Soul World, but also starting to affect the purchase of supplies. In fact, with the issuance of the General Mobilization Order, the prices of various war materials are rising rapidly at a rate of one side per day. Of course, this is what Chen Mo is happy to see. Because of the corresponding, it means that the supply of energy blocks is becoming more and more insufficient. This makes his ascension plan particularly attractive. But it's strange why some people are buying energy blocks in large quantities. The same goes for all kinds of high-energy minerals. Those with such strength can only be members of parliament. After thinking about it, Chen Mo simply asked Luoshui to pay attention to the situation in the market. Chapter 462 Win-Win, Win Twice. The Space Master who vomits blood. One more. I just noticed this scene. I thought that with your birth, the price of energy would drop a lot, at least it wouldn't continue to skyrocket. But the situation is, Luo Bing opened the trading platform and quickly listed the data he had compiled. It's unbelievable that there are big consortiums that are constantly eating high-energy minerals. How can they use so many resources? Unless there's some kind of device that we don't know about, that's being built very quickly. Luo Bing opened his mouth wide in surprise. Chen Mo's reminder made her think of this possibility. Or are the rest of the counselors afraid of Chen Mo monopolizing energy, so they all collect it for emergencies? In short, this matter feels less strange than what Chen Mo said. However, this allows you to sell resources, making a lot more money than normal. At least twice as many. My God. Just the high-energy minerals you have listed on the current trading platform are worth at least 500 billion. Luo Bing's eyes widened immediately. Very speechless. Is this just luck? The energy network has come out, and the energy is almost free, but Chen Mo still makes a lot of money by selling high-energy minerals. It's outrageous. This one is good luck. A smile appeared on Chen Mo's face. Seeing Chen Mo's triumphant look, Luo Bing was even more speechless. Enviously said, "Your ability to make money is too terrifying, you don't even need to do it yourself, it feels like all the money is going to you. With this money, you can build more devices, and even buy some Star Soul Masters. They are equivalent to subsidizing your influence." Speaking of this, Luoshui's mind opened up. God knows why this happens. The price of energy keeps rising, and Chen Mo sells energy to get more funds. More funds and higher energy prices attract more people to join the Ascension project. More importantly, 500 billion is still only one day's shipment. Luo Bing estimates that Chen Mo's cash may exceed trillions. How many portals can this create? How many planets to transform and upgrade? I'm afraid it's not the renovation money for the entire Star District, it's all here. Moreover, Luo Bing discovered that as Chen Mo became more popular, more people joined the Divine Upgrade system. At present, the total number of planet masters who have joined has reached more than 100. You know, the total population of Star Soul World is only 200 billion. This is almost 1/20th. At this point in the analysis, Luo Bing has already started to gasp. She really felt that, as those people in the Chen Mo support group said, Chen Mo was no longer a direct member of Star Soul in the general sense, far surpassing the general counselors. Just listing some of his specific achievements are enough to make one's legs weak and unable to walk at all. There are too many members of the Star Soul World that Holy Terra can currently influence. And this is still increasing. This wave of energy price increases on trading platforms will accelerate this trend. I don't know what the rest of the MPs think. Is this going to send Chen Mo to the position of occupying more than 10% of the wealth in the entire Star Soul World? Or do you want him to keep getting higher rankings before he reaches the Parliament Hall? Wouldn't that be members of Parliament must constantly change their actions to make room for Chen Mo? This is really a PFF. Thinking of this funny scene, Luo Bing couldn't help laughing. She didn't even dare to think about it before. But now, the members' joke has actually started. Once you go on like this, just delay the trip to Parliament a little bit, and then something magical happens. Luo Bing couldn't hold back, and told Chen Mo this obscene joke. There is a possibility, Chen Mo said. Actually, that's what I planned from the beginning. Backquote, it just seems that there is an additional means in the market. But it's not all in my favor. I guess some counselors can also let go to collect energy blocks. It turns out that they are all slow, afraid of causing turmoil, so they endure very hard. Now I can be regarded as helping them, a win-win situation. Win Benes the Great Holy Emperor winning twice. No, there is another big win, in the Parliament Hall. You can think so too. Chen Mo couldn't help laughing. It's cool how things are going. He already has unlimited energy, and the rise of high-energy minerals and so on does not have much influence on him, but it greatly speeds up the speed at which he gains influence. Next, just wait for the halo array to be arranged. Master Zhao's. At the same time, as more and more people joined his ascension plan, Chen Mo is also considering building some devices on the Patila home planet that is being transformed, and opening them up to the Star Soul Lords, so that they can directly send their exclusive races to the past, carry out ascension transformation, and add energy cores. What Chen Mo didn't know, at this moment, the Space Master's face turned green. While looking at the soaring prices, and at the same time looking at the continuous flow of personnel into the sacred system, he had the urge to curse. However, his escape plan cannot be stopped. The preliminary work is ready. Put in so much, and it has the support of almost all MPs. Chen Mo suddenly came to such a move, he was a bit overwhelmed. Chapter 463 Dimensional Spaceship. 99 seats, Queen of Ice. 2 more. Following Chen Mo's listing of the resources of Patila's home planet, the entire trading platform ushered in another wave of carnival. Up to more than 500 billion resources, not including knowledge and various Patila precision creations. This directly made everyone boil. Even the calmest star god's eyes widened. Even the strongest consortium can't afford such a skill. What's more, this is something Chen Mo sold, and the quality must be guaranteed. For a moment, this batch of goods attracted the attention of everyone on the trading platform. I'm coming. The big one is coming. I'm sorry, what about knowledge? What I want is high-end knowledge. Who is still buying energy blocks now? It's outrageous. I just bought high-energy minerals, and I have been waiting for this moment for a whole day. How can you think that free ones don't cost money? From my experience, free ones are often the most expensive. I suggest that you don't join the sacred system because of this, or you will regret it sooner or later. I'll go. This resource alone will make Mr. Chen Mo rich. What is this? The follow-up knowledge and the creation of Patila's home planet are the big ones. This is just an appetizer. It's just a few 100 billion. For Chen Mo, it's the level of sprinkling water. I think a boss like the Holy Emperor doesn't care about money anymore. It is estimated that the knowledge he will release at that time may need to be traded with additional things. Then 550. What is the price for the extra transaction? Someone asked curiously. Equally equivalent knowledge, or loyalty, or planet. I think these are what the boss really cares about. Indeed, these resources alone are nothing to the boss. Crying with envy, Chen Mo will show up in public later, right? Is this wave a warm-up? Boss Chen Mo obtained the Patila home planet and a series of high-end knowledge, which is almost equivalent to inheriting the entire Patila system. These are the real most valuable. The only one in the universe. Mom made it. I haven't defeated a civilization above level 3. What kind of planet, artifact, advanced knowledge? To me, it's like a legend. Envy Chen Mo boss. By the way, why don't you sell advanced knowledge? There is also the Ascension Project. Why not just free it and benefit the entire Star Soul world? Indeed, with so much money, Boss Chen Mo alone can become rich like an enemy. After all, that is the essence of an entire 4th-level civilization. Free of charge, are you doing too much whoring for nothing, and your brains are broken? Let me not talk about energy, just talk about the advanced knowledge of Patila civilization. 1 or 2 is of no great use, it must be a series, but, this can you afford the price of knowledge? It's not that I look down on you. Just your 3 melons and 2 dates, other big bosses still look down on you. Hey, think about it. The last time Mr. Chen Mo sold the general materials of Patila civilization and various corpses, how terrible was the price? A million level weapon directly hit tens of thousands pieces. Damn it, is the gap so big? Boss Chen Mo wants to sell weapons, why can't he handle this offer? He can't even be a dealer. The same tears. I'm crying in a storm. For all kinds of things in the trading channel, Chen Mo didn't pay attention at all. At this time, he was communicating with Audexing, the goddess of starlight. The Nisir core analysis knowledge agreed last time was also given by Chen Mo in advance. It was supposed to take a month, but the current situation has stabilized for Chen Mo, and the two of them are completely on the same boat, so there is no need to hang on to this little knowledge. It's also good to make Ao Dai stronger. When the time comes, these in turn will be Chen Mo's capital. Not easy. After 5 or 6 days of cooperation, our research project is finally about to be completed. Chen Mo said to Ao Dai, the goddess of starlight, with a smile. Yeah, it can be considered complete. Ao Dai glanced at Chen Mo resentfully. How could she not know? In fact, Chen Mo should have mastered this part of knowledge a few days ago, otherwise, there is no way to explain his terrible ascension plan. But Ao Dai, the goddess of starlight, can also understand. After all, the other party did not violate any agreement. Speaking of which, the results came out so quickly, but the star goddess Ao Dai was very pleasantly surprised. She thought she would have to wait a month. Unexpectedly, Chen Mo gave her the knowledge directly so long in advance. Doff. It didn't cost her any pain. In short, the other party did mean what she said, as she had observed before. After this cooperation, she trusted Chen Mo even more. Sure enough, if you want to play, you have to play big. The benefits of destroying a 4th-level civilization are really great. She looked at Chen Mo enviously. I don't have the skills, and I don't have the courage to do such a big thing, so I deserve Chen Mo's soaring strength. Judging from Chen Mo's generosity in giving her knowledge, she infers that Chen Mo must have obtained amazing benefits, which are far more than the superficial ones. This made Ao Dai more sure that she will firmly support Chen Mo's idea later. At the same time, all the current contacts must be mobilized. Blow Chen Mo. Make it louder. Hearing Ao Dai's emotion, Chen Mo couldn't help but smiled and said, this is natural. After all, there are only 14 4th-level civilizations in the entire universe. It can be said that the evolutionary essence of the entire universe is one of thousands of possibilities. Among them, these are the ones who break through the siege. Of course, if you want to obtain these resources, you need the top legion in the universe. Imagine, if I am defeated now, can I still stand here talking and laughing? The risk is so high, the return is naturally high. There are only 13 such opportunities in the whole universe at most. Hear what Chen Mo said. Ao Dai, the goddess of starlight, couldn't help but nodded, agreeing. This is also the reason why she envies Chen Mo. Her structure is not so big, and the most important thing is that her strength does not allow it. So I can only be envious. In the final analysis, this universe is still respected by the strong. The strong civilization gets everything, and the weak do not even have the qualifications to survive. As the saying goes, destroy you, what kind of king is with you? Only the strong have the freedom of choice. At this moment, Starlight Goddess was taken aback for a moment. She seemed to be listening to something, then she turned her head and said to Chen Mo. Emperor, have you transformed Patila's home planet? I see many people have teleported there. Okay, Chen Mo nodded. As soon as he thought about it, he wanted to check the current Patila home planet. This planet would be his 3rd battleship. Of course, like the previous 2 ships, each has a unique purpose. The evolution is responsible for the gradual energy network channel, while the Ascension Fortress is responsible for transformation and combat. Patila's home star will be transformed into a dimensional spaceship. Yes, thanks to the huge space inside it, Mo can put most of his net worth in it. Another found Nesser core will also be used here. At this time, Lady Luck and countless engineers, as well as Chief Patila, are already on the home planet of Patila. When Chen Mo was about to check the renovation progress carefully, suddenly, the terminal of his watch vibrated slightly. A communication was requested. Moreover, the authority is extremely high, and it can actually break through the shield. Chen Mo was taken aback for a moment, and looked carefully. It turned out that the other party was using the Federation's announcement channel. Chen Mo opened it and saw that the person requesting communication was actually a member of the council. And it is one of the ones that Chen Mo has been keeping an eye on. The 99th Sita AAAA, the Queen of Ice. Chapter 464, The Ice Queen. I see you as a potential stock, but you want me. I have been contacting her and have not responded. This time, the information came directly. Information request. Want to meet with me immediately. Chen Mo couldn't help raising his eyebrows. This is definitely a heavyweight. Also before him, the super genius with the highest reputation in the Star Soul world. The other party came here this time, and I don't know what to do. Still pick at this sensitive point in time. You know, Chen Mo is going to the parliament soon. All MPs are present. The Ice Queen chose this time to meet with him in advance. Is this ready to cooperate? Chen Mo couldn't help thinking. For this, Chen Mo has never met, but still has a good impression. It can be said that along the way, they were all covered by the other party. Now that Chen Mo has reached this height, some things from the past can be seen clearly. Without the proof of conquest sent by the Ice Queen, he would never have gone so smoothly. It can be said that in name he is still a member of the faction of the Ice Queen. But the strength has developed to the present, it is hard to say who is who. Holy Terra, such a wonderful garden world. Ice Queen Brawny looked at the beautiful blue planet. Very emotional. She has seen a lot of garden worlds, and she owns no less than 10 garden worlds under her command, and even destroying frozen garden worlds with her own hands has exceeded double digits. What excites her is, this planet comes from a newcomer whom she has only been optimistic about for a while. Looking back now, everything seems like a dream. Just like this garden world, the light blue light shines in the dark universe, it is very beautiful, dreamy, and makes people feel unreal. But if you stare carefully, you will find that an inexplicable singing voice echoes in your ears. It's like someone is worshipping and making a pilgrimage. Because of the power of the Holy Terra, this planet already possesses certain strange attributes similar to artifacts. So much has changed. Back then, this might be the most inconspicuous of all the planets. Now, even she is curious about the creations on it. Had to pay attention. In just 2 months, the strength of Holy Terra has increased by more than 1 trillion times. This made her, even the most unyielding and optimistic congressman, feel incredible. The most frightening thing is that even a few days ago, Holy Terra hadn't given her this miraculous feeling. But now, when she really set foot on this land, she felt the extraordinariness of it. Even so, Chen Momo didn't stop walking. Looking at the trading platform, you can see that Chen Mo's strength is still skyrocketing. What is this concept? Her current number of MPs is already at least 30 lower than that of Chen Mo. If it continues, before Chen Mo arrives at the Parliament Hall, she may have to lose at least 3 seats with Chen Mo. That is, just give Chen Mo another 1 month. The strength mastered by the Holy Emperor can surpass any member of Parliament, and even crush most of them. You must know that each of the members of Parliament is the most powerful and talented existence in these hundreds of years, and the Holy Terra has only risen for less than 3 months. Speaking of this, it is simply scary. His race is too special, and it is still expanding. I can sense that Patila's home planet will also become an important fulcrum for the opponent's expansion. A legion of trillions of gods. Infinite energy, the so-called evolutionary ascension with no end in sight. The opponent is too good at infiltrating and controlling the grassroots, it's almost reached the peak. It's no wonder that the book strength is not as good as Patila's civilization, but in just a few days, they beat the opponent to death. By analyzing Chen Mo's various behaviors, Ice Queen Brawny has a vague understanding. What the Tao says. Is the destiny. Yes, in fact, she is not a prophet, and she is quite confused about this matter. At the beginning, I was really only optimistic about Chen Mo. Of course, she didn't want to verify this when she met Chen Mo this time. In her eyes, the destiny and the children of the world are just floating clouds. She doesn't know how many people have been killed. Whether Chen Mo can do it or not has nothing to do with these things. It mainly depends on his own ability. And Chen Mo now has the ability to make her face up to it. What's more, Chen Mo's strong strength forced her to take the initiative to come here in order to choose the most reliable path for the implementation of the follow-up plan. So that those high-ranking old-fashioned congressmen can give a little color to see. By the way, she wants to see if she can find the goddess of luck, and deepen the relationship with Chen Mo. As a staunch main fighter, she feels that there are many possibilities for cooperation between herself and Chen Mo. 0 for flowers 0. Not to mention, the two sides have always had a basis for cooperation. Thinking of this, she stepped into the portal completely. Go to the manor where Chen Mo is. But at this moment, she got some new news. Well, this is. The void creatures also come to make do with it. Wait, what kind of luck did Aodai, the goddess of starlight, have? She has already received help from Chen Mo. It seems that the strength is not small. If the other party uses Chen Mo's ascension plan to continuously expand their influence, it's probably only a matter of time before she becomes an MP. But in that case, Chen Mo plus the Aodai he supports, wouldn't I be squeezed out of 100 seats soon? 0. Seeing the latest news, Ice Queen Bronny's expression changed. Very speechless. She never thought that she was the 99th seat, and there was another one behind, and she might be squeezed out one day. I must keep my seat, and at the same time, find the goddess of luck, Femurus, and let Chen Mo act as an intermediary, so that I can get more news about the devourer of dimensions. It seems that besides the goddess of luck, Femurus, there is one more thing to discuss with Chen Mo. Just thinking about that scene made her dizzy. If it comes true, it will really create the history of the Star Soul world. Members' seats are the basis for participation in decision making. She regards Chen Mo as a potential stock and invests in it. This kind of thing must never happen. A genius like her. Alas, now it seems that keeping my seat is what I should do more. Aodai itself is also very good, what is missing is nothing more than an opportunity. Unexpectedly, now Chen Mo wants to be her. At this moment, Bronny, who suddenly heard the news, was shocked. Because, she will lose that qualification. If she loses her current position, her authority will be gone. Although her strength will not be greatly reduced, but, there is no need to argue about the rest. The Ice Queen bit her lip lightly, thinking carefully. Although only possible, she would not underestimate Chen Mo's energy. And what's even more outrageous is that it will be completed soon. Chapter 465 Transformation Successful, Dimensional Spaceship Test. 2 more. Welcome your Lady Queen. Chen Mo looked at the Ice Queen Bronny and said. He did not disclose this matter to Aodai, the goddess of starlight. It is inconvenient to disclose this news. Because I don't know what the Ice Queen wants to do. You're welcome, although we haven't met in person, we've called and handed over a few times. I came to you this time to discuss countermeasures with you in advance. Wait a minute, maybe we'll get into trouble. By the way, let's talk about the devourer of dimensions. Looking at Chen Mo's kind but puzzled gaze, the Ice Queen certainly knew what was going on. At this sensitive time point, just her coming here directly is already a big deal. But she came here secretly. Otherwise, there would have been an uproar outside at this time. 640. Trouble, you don't mean the actions of the rest of the MPs. If it's this, I don't think there's any need to discuss it. I'm not afraid of conflicts. What's more, it's just verbal. While talking, Chen Mo carefully observed the Ice Queen. This is a beautiful woman with white hair and red eyes. I'm more interested in the Dimension Devourer you mentioned. We can sit down and talk about this. Chen Mo said again. Finally getting in touch with the thing that matters most to him. As for dealing with the rest of the counselors, in his mind, it's more because Bronny wants to maintain his position, right? This is not speculation. If Chen Mo supports Aodai, the goddess of starlight, this will be the inevitable end. Hearing that, Bronny frowned slightly. This thing is really important. Space Master, do you know? He has a very grand plan and plans to arrange for most people to escape with him. Once this plan is passed, he will have a lot of support. We have to compete with him for the right to speak. Of course, if you don't plan to escape. Bronny didn't care whether Chen Mo listened or not, and just spoke out. This is one of the important purposes of her coming this time, so there is no reason not to say it. And based on the current situation, she has to say it. Otherwise, why would Chen Mo seek to work more closely with her? Of course I won't run away. I believe that with my encouragement, most people will not. They're absolutely bursting with confidence. As for the thoughts of some members of the fugitive faction, they feel that it is safer to be timid and retreat, so let them go. As long as there is no meaningless internal friction and consume the resources that belong to the Star Soul world, I have no objection. Chen Mo said. At the same time, the Padilla home star was activated again, and the Nesser core in it began to provide an endless supply of energy. Chen Mo is currently receiving members of parliament, so naturally he doesn't have time to go to Patila's home planet to inspect his masterpiece. But it's not a big problem. With Ash organizing the staff and Goddess of Luck to help, he was very relieved and let the engineers start testing directly. Speaking of which, it can no longer be called Patila's home planet, but should be called Dimensional Spaceship. Well, it doesn't seem to be good either. It's called Dimensional Battleship. Chen Mo couldn't help but smile. This will be his third special warship. No, there are only 3 Holy Terra warships. The rest can be seen as combat individuals. However, each of these 3 ships has unique skills. This movement is. Bruni was puzzled at first. How could Chen Mo have such confidence? As a result, she saw the Patila mother star that was born out of the sky and appeared again through the warp, and her pupils shrank suddenly. She unexpectedly discovered that this planet had almost completely changed its appearance at this time. If it weren't for her powerful perception ability and comparing the topography of some continents, it would be impossible to determine that it was the parent planet of Patila. Over a period of time, the appearance has changed a lot. What's even more frightening is the terrifying energy bursting out of it. This is another supreme artifact. She spoke out in surprise. How can that be? Unknowingly, Holy Terra created another Nisar core. Wrong. In such a short period of time, manufacturing is impossible. The laws hardly allow it either. It's too difficult. That is to say, at this moment, she saw a goblin flapping its wings of light, flying on the parent star of Patila, as if observing something quickly. At the same time, she also vaguely felt a few powerful waves on it. Breath. 0. Audai, goddess of starlight. And that one, Lady Luck. I see. Chen Mo is so lucky. These people are so cooperative with him. And Nesser's core is more than the creation of the universe at first glance. So there will be 2. It seems that this is also part of the collaboration between Audai and Chen Mo. She came too late. Otherwise, I would have been able to participate. For a while, Bruni couldn't help but feel a little regretful. However, there is no way to do this. Since she became a member of the council, her time concept has gradually become very bad. It is common for her strength to not improve at all in a few months or even a few years. Who would have thought that Chen Mo would be so outrageous? Almost every moment, it is getting stronger. Let's just say that now, the other party is chatting with me, and over there, a major experiment is actually being carried out. Obviously, this huge parent star must have undergone a lot of modifications, and even installed a Nisar core as a power source. It must have an extraordinary effect. Maybe it has something to do with space and energy. Bruni forcibly held back the idea of a direct investigation. That would be impolite. However, she can only see with her eyes. She is really curious. Another planetary fortress level creation, at least at the level of a supreme artifact. The Ice Queen said in surprise. At this level, the opponent has 22.0, no, maybe 3. It's outrageous. Through hard work, she relied on the power of the Star Soul world to gain some power comparable to the supreme artifact. And what about Chen Mo? He doesn't even need it. Just have it yourself. What's even more outrageous is that according to her information, this Nisar core seems to be a gift from the goddess of luck. Alas, people are more popular than people. This gap is too big. In short, plus this, Chen Mo will definitely be stronger than she expected. She completed her 100-year journey in more than 2 months. What level is this? The Ice Queen is numb. The mood is very complicated. It turned out that she had never been able to understand the state of mind of a scumbag, and now she finally experienced it. At the same time, for the first time, she envied others. Chapter 466 The Dimensional Battleship launches. Void, Great Demon. One more. Everyone knows that human beings born in the Star Soul world can obtain the protection of the Star Soul world's laws. At the same time, by choosing planets, condensing star souls, and constantly eroding and plundering other planets, they can grow rapidly, cultivate exclusive races, and grow into super powerful star gods. A growth like Chen Mo's is simply outrageous, isn't it? If it wasn't for the lack of consciousness in the Star Soul world, I would have doubted whether the entire Star Soul world was helping Chen Mo to drive it all the way. It's simply soaring at the speed of light. Now it is directly creating a brand new system, claiming to let the whole family achieve genetic ascension together. Regarding this point, the Ice Queen Bruni is really envious and jealous. A whole new way. As an MP, of course she also tried. But those who have gone farther, that is, some congressmen in the head. She is just trying, and it is far from reaching the point where it can be extended to the entire ethnic group. And now Chen Mo is not only making rapid progress, the speed of manufacturing various artifacts is also too fast. It feels as simple as eating and drinking water. This proves from the side that Chen Mo's level of knowledge is terrifying. Imagine that when Chen Mo owns an Ascension Fortress, he crushes all the Star Soul Masters and takes the third place in the Temple of Heaven battle zone. When Chen Mo owned the second star-class battleship Evolution, it crushed Patila's home planet and looked down on many star gods. Now, Chen Mo has a third star-class battleship. What big event will this 30 have? According to the previous inference, every time there is an additional star-class battleship, the strength will skyrocket. At least, it surpasses most of the counselors, and even crushes all other 4-level civilizations. However, I am a bit afraid to be like a daughter-in-law. Bronny really couldn't figure out how far his strength could skyrocket. If this inference is true, Chen Mo's strength will surpass her by a lot. Maybe the influence directly crushed her. Even, as he said, don't care what the rest of the members think. With amazing strength, the entire Star Soul world is full of confidence. Not impossible. What's more, at that time, she will no longer be a council member, and without the blessing of the power of the Star Soul world, her ability will drop a lot compared to now. One skyrocketed, one fell. It is conceivable how big the difference in strength between the two will be. What's more frightening is that the more this is the case, the more Chen Mo has the ability to support Ao Dai, the goddess of starlight. This possibility made Bronny's heart tighten. Of course, knowing the answer to this question is actually very simple. That is to ask Chen Mo. Ask him, what capabilities does this star-class battleship have? Chen Mo showed it in front of her, presumably as a way to convince her. It is impossible not to disclose a little information. But, look at the smile on the corner of Chen Mo's mouth. The whole person's attention was concentrated on the strange battleship. Didn't care about her appearance at all. Bronny was speechless for a moment. I'm a little unsure if I'm being self-indulgent. Want to ask Chen Mo directly. Biting her crystal-clear lips lightly, Bronny immediately became entangled. But, wouldn't it be embarrassing to ask directly? The other party directly asked the spaceship to appear, so why not just wait for her to ask? If I asked myself, I would just fall into the trap, and I had to keep my voice down when I spoke later. Anyway, she has been the #1 genius in the Star Soul world for so many years, and she is still a member of parliament. The reputation is even more resounding, even more famous than many veteran congressmen. Asking her to ask Chen Mo directly for a while, I really can't get used to it. However, what Chen Mo showed was too strong. No question. Chen Mo is so powerful now, what will happen in the future? I dare not think. And according to what Chen Mo said just now, coupled with his confident expression, it doesn't look like a lie. In other words, this battleship must have something amazing. Can change the current predicament. Yes, a power that can give many people confidence temporarily. If I can use this to deepen the cooperation relationship with Chen Mo, you can keep the position of MP. What's more, both of them are main fighters. When the time comes, she will naturally be Chen Mo's ally. As long as you get Chen Mo's support, no, even, as long as Chen Mo doesn't get sidetracked. She has the confidence to beat Ao Dai. If she can win the opponent once, she is sure to win the opponent countless times. Bronny is not the kind of person who will be swayed by face, so although he is not used to it, he made a decision after weighing the gains and losses. With a plan in mind, she calmed down and carefully observed the extremely powerful battleship. I saw that the round battleship and the surrounding space seemed to be cut apart, floating there. Very abrupt. The terrifying energy is even more amazing than the activation of Nesser's core before. However, all of this is calm on the internet. Obviously, Chen Mo used means to block this starry sky. The news here, ordinary people have no way of knowing. After discovering this, Bronny immediately became more certain of the judgment in his heart. Chen Mo has a backhand. And it is ready to be announced in Parliament. No wonder he made such a big splash. It seems that it is not only the Master of Space who wants to make trouble in the Parliament Hall. This one has already planned. She couldn't help feeling a little excited in her heart. When the time comes, what kind of sparks will there be when the veteran counselor collides with the strongest newcomer? Of course, she still has some worries in her heart. Because the Space Master's plan is really too strong, if Chen Mo doesn't have enough shocking means, it may be difficult to reverse the situation. As long as it doesn't get the support of the majority of counselors, the influence of Space Masters will definitely increase greatly because of this plan. When the Ice Queen was excited, Chen Mo on the side was really observing the progress of the experiment. Of course, it was also lucky that Bronny happened to be here. While experimenting, it is also a very good thing to open the eyes of the other party. After all, this is his potential ally. It is necessary to show strength. Boom. At this moment, the power of the Dimension battleship was turned on to the maximum. Inside the battleship, Lady Luck nervously manipulated the Nesser core, which is the engine of the current Dimension battleship. On the side, there are thousands of engineers and hundreds of Patila scientists. Everyone is nervously counting various data and proofreading repeatedly. After all, Chen Mo had never heard of or built this kind of miraculous warship before. What he relies on is part of the knowledge from the Protoss and the space mastery knowledge of the Patilas. The former was given by Lady Luck, and the latter was snatched. Of course, these seem to have nothing to do with devouring evolution, but the main body of the entire dimensional battleship, without the ability of mushrooms, is completely impossible to achieve. According to Femura's plan, it may take at least several years for the dimensional battleship to be completed. And it's just for testing. Unexpectedly, Chen Mo directly gave a super-enhanced version of the battleship. It was directly transformed into the 447 she needed. Too big, so much so that now, Fimilis is very nervous and can't hold it in at all. This dimensional battleship is much more powerful than the one she drove before, and it uses many advanced technologies that she has never seen before. It can be said that this is the creation of the fusion of 4 level 4 civilization knowledge. Protoss, Star Soul World, Patila, and Holy Terra. This alone made her feel unbelievable. It is a miracle in itself that this battleship can appear. If you can successfully complete the experiment and have the ability to sail to other universes, that would be simply. Relax. Increase energy output. The divine will is upon us. This time, we must succeed. Aside, Ash's firm voice sounded. Okay. Femilis immediately came back to her senses, concentrating on manipulating Nesser's core. She swears that if she succeeds this time, she must replace it with a better operating system. Now it is all up to her to control the operation of the entire battleship, and her brain is about to collapse. Boom. Roar. As another wave of energy surged and spread. The entire area around Patila was plunged into darkness. At the same time, roars continued to sound. This is the first step of the test, that is to reach the back of the universe. That is the void. Around, countless void monsters noticed the movement here. There are strange creations that broke into this place. All of a sudden, in the darkness, there was boiling. The darkness surged, as if it was alive, as viscous as a liquid, and swept over. Farther away, even more scarlet eyes lit up. Big Devil. Chapter 467 Light in the Darkness. Star Torch. One more. Test was successful, Ash said excitedly. As for the Kuroshio surging in the distance, she just ignored it. Although scary, but the divine will is watching here, don't worry. Test was successful. Quick, get ready to return. The goddess of luck Femiris blushed with excitement, but compared to Ash, she was not so calm, and immediately manipulated Nesser's core and began to exit the warp state. Not urgent. Give some gifts to these void monsters first. Ash was extremely excited. She is no stranger to these terrifying monsters. In fact, on the entire dimensional spaceship, only Lady Luck was a little nervous. Because through the astral world, all people have received the information that happened in the battle zone of the Temple of Heaven. For various void monsters, everyone already has memories. It's like fighting these monsters in person. Don't panic. Boom. Horrible requiem, shine up. At the same time, a halo that was temporarily installed also launched an attack. Terrifying energy fluctuations swept across the surrounding dark area. The entire dimensional spaceship, like a blazing star, illuminates the entire area. Coupled with the blessing of Chen Mo's powerful consciousness, the sun appeared in the void. The entire void boiled. Consciousness, the effect is particularly strong in this space. There is only energy here, no matter. Powerful consciousness, in this world, looks like stars. And Chen Mo's, is stellar. Burning blazingly, bursting out terrifying energy. It's the Astronomicon. Hiss. What a powerful soul. Noah my body. This is the first time in billions of years. Roar. Countless howls sounded in the distance. At the same time, the great demon who was looking at this side suddenly screamed. It was burning all over. Suffered instantly. A whole dimensional ship, planet will is Chen Mo. At this time, Chen Mo was watching the spaceship even more, so his consciousness was extraordinarily strong. It is unbearable for any creature, not even a void creature, to look directly at his powerful consciousness. The powerful demon was also instantly chased by the city's creation hospital. However, in the next instant, the entire darkness surged like a whirlpool. Even at that moment, Chen Mo's whole body sank, and he felt a real gaze. The goddess of luck who manipulated the spaceship of the dimension was emitting dark smoke all over her body. However, it was directly dispelled by Chen Mo's strong will. Immediately afterwards, the entire dimensional spaceship suddenly gushed out energy, and a large number of empty monsters rushed up were reduced to ashes. And the dimensional spaceships all returned to the normal universe. The surrounding darkness, like an illusion, dissipated directly. Only the void energy surging and spreading around showed unusual signs. Hiss! Opened the void directly. That terrifying roar just now was. The Ice Queen who witnessed the whole scene was stunned. Is it the big devil? Right, second only to the existence of evil gods. Although she is not afraid of this kind of existence, but you must know that there is nothingness there. Chen Mo was so far apart, and directly injured the other party. It relies on extremely powerful consciousness. The power of idealism is stronger in the void. For a while, Bronny had a guess. This spaceship can reach the void in an instant. It seems that it has not exhausted its full strength. Could it be that Chen Mo's purpose is to attack the void? It doesn't make sense. It's not realistic to rely on a spaceship. It can only maintain an instant passage. However, Chen Mo's power can reach the battleship in an instant regardless of the distance. It's really scary. Bruni gasped. This is true of her, not to mention the rest of the star gods. If at this time, the other star gods saw this scene, they might have to kneel down. It is almost like the actual sun that illuminates the entire darkness. So brave. Come to think of it, Chen Mo's reputation will also spread in the void, right? This is only a small part of the power of the battleship. The test went well. Next, continue testing. Chen Mo cast his eyes on the battleship returning again in the distance. Many places on the battleship have been damaged. But it's a small problem. With the blessing of infinite energy, it will be automatically restored soon. After all, it is an evil god, and the other party has been entrenched in the void for countless years. It is really powerful. Just a face-to-face damage to my weapon. If you face each other directly, I'm afraid you will overturn. Follow-up tests, we must be more careful. However, this also laid the foundation for the subsequent void gate. Next time, the V. Lianos spacecraft will be able to travel directly to another universe. At that time, I will walk the fugitive faction's path for him, so that he will have nowhere to go. Hear this. Ice Queen Bronny was dumbfounded. What's the meaning? Can this spaceship travel directly to other universes? Is this a dimensional spaceship? Wait, is this how Chen Mo dealt with fugitive Yang? For a while, Bronny couldn't laugh or cry. At the same time, a sense of powerlessness rose in my heart. She is real, she never even thought about this plan. Because, it feels unreal. But it's such a difficult thing, and the Space Master can't fail to do it. Chen Mo here, it's a breeze. Just when her eyelids are lowered. Chapter 468 I'm about to launch an awesome attack. 2 more. Prepare this video of the dimensional battleship reaching the void and killing demons. When the time is right, play it out. Chen Mo contacted Luo Bing and said. Currently, Luo Bing and Goddess of Starlight are helping Chen Mo warm up the atmosphere. When he goes to the parliament, he will go directly to the center of the entire world stage. The eyes of the whole world will converge on him. But before that, what he needs to do is to keep laying the groundwork and hype. In short, the more people pay attention, the better. This Isa AA. Oh my god, a demon that is much bigger than the planet, just look at it, and it will be wiped out. Normal. Chen Mo couldn't help but said. After all, my consciousness has far surpassed that of ordinary star gods. What's more, my consciousness can be transferred to the dimensional battleship in an instant. I am equivalent to the star soul of this special planet, so I can instantly exert the greatest power. So even for a moment, those demons are equivalent to looking directly at me. In this case, it's normal for me to stare at you to death. Ordinary energy attacks can't kill them, but my powerful consciousness is enough to reverse the rules. Hear this. Luo Bing couldn't help but sighed. In the face of a top powerhouse like you, even a demon, you can only evade. What's more, your consciousness is like a star, and the light that radiates in the void is enough to burn those terrible people. Void monster. They face you, just like ordinary creatures face the world of Star Soul. Chen Mo nodded. This description is not bad. Of course, the actual situation is much more serious than this. After all, the Star Soul world has no consciousness and will not take the initiative to attack people, but he has an incomparably huge consciousness. I'm going to become a star god soon. At that time, I also want to participate in the Battle of the Void. Luo Bing gritted his teeth and said. Chen Mo said with a smile. Don't worry, Star God is a matter of course for you, and you will have a brighter future in the future. Chen Mo is dissatisfied with the fact that the parliament is full of people he doesn't know. At the same time, he also suddenly thought that he could dilute the power of other members of parliament by continuously gaining the attention of the laws of the world, so that the proportion of their contributions would decrease. Why can't others? There are many benefits to supporting a few congressmen. Buddha A. Luo Bing looked at Chen Mo helplessly, and there was some resentment in his eyes. I know it will happen, but time won't wait for me. You have become stronger and stronger. I can't catch up with you, but at least DAFB, I have to catch up with your men. Chen Mo thought for a while, then simply said, otherwise, my legion is attacking everywhere now. You can ascend all the angels in your hands, and then choose a third-level civilization, and I will create favorable conditions for you to attack. Quote. At that time, you will definitely be able to grow rapidly in battle and gain the attention of the world's laws. Hear this. Luo Bing couldn't help smiling. Great. Then I'm going to assemble the legion. I was inspired by you, and I'm going to train the angels. Luo Bing himself is also a genius, and has his own understanding of the development of exclusive races. Chen Mo nodded, and said, however, the battle area you choose should not be within a quarter of the observable universe around the Star Soul world. Luo Bing was suddenly puzzled, but, in that case, I need to consume a lot of energy to activate the teleportation, and I will also face more targets from other fourth-level civilizations. Generally speaking, the Star Soul World Federation's proposal is to carry out wars from near to far, lest the territories of the star gods cannot be connected into one piece, and then the East and West will be pieced together. Chen Mo said, at that time, I will launch a powerful attack, and many civilizations will be destroyed. If you are in this range, you will probably do useless work. Luo Bing couldn't help but grow his mouth. A quarter of the cosmic distance. Awesome attack. It is good. She couldn't help but nodded heavily. Am looking forward to. I want to see what kind of attack it is. On the side, Chen rubbed himself. The Ice Queen couldn't help being speechless. The other party is. Has everything been dealt with? Finally got time to talk to her. Obviously, Chen Mo must be planning something in the dark. But it's a pity that, as an outsider, she can only know plus a little bit of what Chen Mo intended to let her know. But that's all. I'm already looking forward to it, when the Space Master's stunned expression will come. Ice Queen Bronny couldn't help but said with emotion. This indescribable shock cannot be felt by only her. At that time, I believe the entire parliament will be shocked. Initiate a parliamentary vote. I believe everyone will know who to support. I believe that the more I know about the crisis situation of the universe and our entire civilization, the more I will respect you. Facing this battleship of yours, anyone in the know can't help but ask you for a boat ticket. Brunny made a judgment call. A look of envy. Dimensional spaceship tickets. As long as you get this, you will be invincible first. Even when the time comes, the worst result is nothing more than fleeing. And until then, there will be enough courage to fight. Chen Mo couldn't help but glanced at Bronny with a smile on his face. Bronny immediately reacted, and said speechlessly. I didn't say that I need such a ticket. You can go to the parliament to inquire and find out. I am a staunch fighter. If she can't succeed, if she goes further, she would rather die. Chen Mo nodded. I see. Different MPs have different ideas. As a powerful new member of parliament, Bronny naturally has the courage to go forward. But it is a pity that most of the Space Masters and other members don't think so. And then, you should keep talking. Just one sentence and it's over. Don't give me some support. Bronny complained in his heart, gritted his teeth and said to Chen Mo. That, although I am the main combat faction, I don't get much support. Most people support the Space Master. He is the leader of the fugitive faction. The plan he proposed has won the approval of most people. The high-energy minerals collected during this period of time have also been supplied to his plan. You are a Chinese cabbage when you are a member of parliament, let it be useless. Chen Mo nodded with a smile. You're right, I do need the help of some congressmen, so I have a plan to train a few by myself. The first target is Ao Dai, the goddess of starlight, and the second target is the veteran star god Lu Ru. Luo Bing and others behind him also have this potential. 2. Pretty good. There, the dimensional spaceship shone with terrifying light again. The spaceship test has reached the last step. Instead, he looked up at the distant universe. Your Majesty the Holy Emperor, I think you may have forgotten that I am the most suitable candidate. After listening to Chen Mo's words, Bruni was speechless. After listening to the statement of Ice Queen Bruni, Chen Mo is not listening at all. It even set off an energy tide, making the atmosphere of the entire Star Soul world sparkle with starlight. But even then, I think you need to be in Parliament, you need a solid base. What? However, when Bruni finally said this, something that drove her even more crazy happened. Some crazy. How many to cultivate? But your dimensional spaceship was born out of nowhere, I believe no one will support him anymore. Chapter 469 The Legend of the Holy Emperor. One more. Perfect wave of testing. Soon I'll have a dimensional ship capable of transporting an entire planet. Chen Mo looked at the data fed back by Ash, and couldn't help smiling. Of course, such a spaceship is not for running. On the contrary, it just cut off the idea of AA running away from the rest of the Star Soul world. As long as it is revealed, any escape plan that consumes huge resources will be aborted by Chen Mo. Just when Chen Mo was admiring his masterpiece carefully, in the void, there was a huge wave. The scene just now was truly astonishing. For the first time, a creature dared to be so arrogant in the void. What's even more frightening is that the other party's star-like light burns the soul. Countless void monsters felt the terror in it. Even, there are already many demons who thought they could exist forever. Because of this unexpected attack, they died directly. He is located in the universe, and the projections in many civilizations suddenly lose their support, start to lose control, explode themselves, or it's a crazy random attack. In short, all traces are disappearing. This is the first time in tens of billions of years. What the hell happened? Why did food suddenly break into this place and stir up the entire void? Didn't you always avoid us before? In the end, some powerful demons survived the bright light just now, and they couldn't help talking about what happened just now in horror. His expression also gradually changed from panic to panic. Generally speaking, they don't have to worry about death. Most demons hope to have the opportunity to run to the material plane, and then have a crazy fun. Whoever thought that one day such a monster would be born on the material plane? It was able to run here, and in an instant, like a flame, it swept and swallowed a large area of AA void creatures. The sudden appearance of the dimensional spaceship, shining on the void, shocked the void creatures too much. Nothing less than seeing the evil kangaroo explode. It can be said that Chen Mo's random attack has subverted the worldview of many demons. This is something that has never happened since the birth of the void. You know, in the thinking of creatures on the material plane, this is a dangerous, mysterious, and super dangerous area that must be isolated. There was also a creature that finally became a great demon, was directly injured, and its strength regressed in the eyes. An accident. Almost all of the hard work of millions of years has been paid back, and I want to cry but have no tears. It's Chen Mo. I found out his real name. Holy Emperor, I will kill you. The great demon roared angrily. Many of his projections on the material plane have inquired about this information. Chen Mo, this is the most popular superpower in the recent universe. It is rumored that with endless god-level legions and endless energy, any individual who knows their existence may instantly explode into a wriggling creeping blanket or mushroom. Chen Mo had no idea that some demons he casually killed in this experiment made his reputation spread rapidly in the void. Demons with a little knowledge are using projections, trying to find out who Chen Mo is. As for his terrifying power, the rumors became more and more outrageous. In short, the back is here, and Chen Mo himself will be stunned when he sees it. This time, it was a major earthquake in the entire void. Upheaval. You must know that before this, there has never been any creature on the material plane who could gain such popularity in the void. After all, no matter how powerful a civilization is, there will be a day of decline. During the wanton play of the demons, they witnessed the decline of countless powerful civilizations. But it's the first time they've seen someone like Chen Mo, suddenly, so powerful that he even went to the void to make trouble. Even if there was one before, it was still sneaky. For fear of being discovered. But this one, it seemed that he was afraid that others would not know that he had been here before. Many evil gods also took action, paying attention to this human being called the Holy Emperor. Not only in the void, Chen Mo's action this time also caused waves in the world of Star Soul. Of course, the video that Luo Bing intentionally leaked this time was unexpected and did not cause much repercussions. Because reaching the void seems to be very powerful, but it is too far away from ordinary people, and the void is still extremely dangerous in everyone's conception. Everyone is not interested, and dare not be interested. People are speculating that Chen Mo will be troubled by the trial court instead. This scene made Luo Bing feel a little discouraged. Although everyone pays more attention to Chen Mo. But not the vibe she wanted. Uncomfortable, no hype up. But she had plenty of means, and immediately mobilized the sisters of the Chen Mo support group. At the same time, changing the angle of promotion, that is, the interior of the Dimension spacecraft can hold a sun. For a moment, the entire Star Soul world shook. However, what Luo Bing didn't know was that the second video she thought was super successful was actually far less successful than the video she showed at the beginning. In fact, at the moment she leaked the video, a huge wave had already been set off. It's just because she is in the midst of huge waves, how could she detect it? The middle and lower levels, and even most of the upper levels, are unaware of it. However, the congressmen at the top were all dumbfounded one by one. 0. As the saying goes, laymen watch the excitement, while experts watch the way. This first video, as long as it is a congressman, can see that this is not as simple as going to the void. This is clearly a suspected dimensional spaceship. At this time, he was sitting in the Parliament Hall, and everyone was stunned. Although Chen Mo hasn't come to the Parliament Hall yet, he has already become the protagonist. Someone gave orders to his subordinates. Are we stupid? Damn it. How did Chen Mo manage to do it? The Void Lord's progress is so much faster. No, it's just crushing. I think his spaceship is almost ready for use. Yeah, so many resources have been given to the Void Master, and I haven't even seen a shadow of his dimensional spaceship. We must contact Chen Mo. No matter how much we pay, we must obtain the right to use this spaceship. Money. The pattern is small. I don't know how much a boat ticket is. It just feels like everyone is looking at him. Someone must have helped him. This technology will not appear out of thin air. 17. You ask everyone why they are so clear, because Space Masters have been popularized countless times, and everyone is very active in researching the void and going to other universes. Find. Just now, it was just a small test, a jump test. All of a sudden, members of Congress started talking. Some people started to contact Ao Dai, Queen of Ice. The most shocking one is the Void Ruler. Chapter 470. The excellent materials are excited. 2 more. Damn it. In order to obtain the preferential treatment of the Space Master plan, I saved money and bought high-energy crystals that account for almost 20% of the entire plan. Some congressmen almost vomited blood with anger. The loss is too great. So far, the money has been wasted. Woo. Don't say it. I helped explore the broken world for this plan, and directly lost an entire legion of gods, and they are all elves. Hey, if we put all these resources into the frontal battlefield, we can at least destroy one more level 4 civilization, and it will be very easy in the case of a sudden attack. Yeah, but now they have all become meaningless consumables, wasted on a garbage project that hasn't been fully launched yet. Hateful. Too bad luck. Chen Mo is too arrogant about 427. He is clearly against us. I don't care. He has to bear all of my losses. If it weren't for him, the current situation would not have happened at all. Yes, he made us all isolated by the rest of the 4th level civilization. One person dragged our entire world and slipped into the abyss of war. Although we like war, the consumption before the catastrophe is completely unnecessary. Various voices of dissatisfaction resounded throughout the Parliament Hall. There were even more angry roars, echoing around. Especially Space Master. He was almost mad with rage. He has planned plans for hundreds of years one after another, and he is about to reach the final step. As long as he takes advantage of external disasters, he will achieve that unprecedented step and become the first star god with extraordinary influence in Xinghan Shixi. At least more than 50% of the star gods. In this case, he can easily control the situation of the council, and it is not impossible to go one step further and even become the will of the planet in the Star Soul world. Although extremely difficult, but hope is in sight. Of course, even if he fails, he will be the most powerful member of parliament ever. However, all the good things were shattered in an instant. It was just because of a newcomer that he was not very optimistic about at first. What makes him even more unacceptable is that the other party didn't seem to be targeting him at all. Just following his own plan and implementing it step by step, he was accidentally affected. Yes, this made him almost fine. You said that Chen Mo targeted him specifically, then he is not afraid of any challenge. However, the other party rushed over like a dump truck, and he was hit by a bewildered face as if he had crossed the road by accident. That's horrible. Still have nothing to say. In a situation like this, whoever it is on will be very angry. Ah, too much deceit. The Space Master wanted to violently kill people. But, now look at the eager eyes of the congressman. Space Master is very clear, he is already a polished commander. Everyone was supposed to cooperate. He also has little power to coerce the rest of the MPs. What he relied on at the beginning was nothing more than that he had the strongest technology and was most likely to develop a dimensional spaceship. For this reason, the rest of the members will help him, and even, to a certain extent, be coerced by him. But now, no one jumped up and beat him on the spot, so it was good. What made him even more speechless was that the plan he had just prepared was completely unusable. It is almost impossible to propose to veto Chen Mo's plan in the parliament. Could it be that, when preparations are not yet sufficient, bloodletting, desperate investment of resources, and advancement of one's own dimensional spaceship plan? Only in this way can the support of some members of parliament be recovered. But it's only part of it. After all, with one more choice, the benefits he can get have dropped too much. Heartache. Thinking of these losses, Space Master felt like he couldn't breathe. At this moment, a congressman who was heartbroken also said, "It's still the same old problem. Chen Mo can't be completely independent. He must have a corresponding source of knowledge to research such an outrageous warship. Since Chen Mo can use this knowledge, of course we can too, and obviously, this way not many resources are consumed. Everyone be quiet. According to my analysis, it's probably the Nesser core obtained from the center during the Battle of the Temple of Heaven, and the Goddess of Luck under the protection of Chen Mo. She must have come from other universes. As we have analyzed before, there are naturally survivors in countless wars, and she is obviously, since she can come to this universe alive, there must be corresponding means. 0 degree. And this is related to Nesser's core. It must be the reason. Immediately find someone to contact Lady Luck. It's not impossible for us to cooperate with her, we need this kind of knowledge. Yes, with this knowledge, our current plan may continue, or even go further. In that case, we won't have any losses, and Chen Mo won't be able to make it big by himself." Makes sense. For a while, many members of parliament expressed their approval. The loss in the early stage is certainly heartbreaking, but it is even more uncomfortable to be held by Chen Mo. Therefore, they also initiated relationships one after another, preparing to contact Lady Luck. Holy Terra. Under the circumstance that no one knew why, the price of high-energy minerals began to plummet. As for the Star Soul world, Chen Mo is very aware of the current situation. But he didn't care. This is also the advantage of Void. Someone is also contacting Ao Dai, the goddess of starlight. After all, she seems to have worked with Chen Mo and sent legions. Chen Mo is completely unaware of what happened in the Void. After leaving there, it is impossible to detect it again. These are all expected gains for him. The next part is what he is most looking forward to. After all, such high-quality materials are needed for the subsequent construction of the Void Gate. Intelligent creatures have always been in a state of unilateral transparency to Void creatures. The entire Star Soul world also became turbulent because of Chen Mo. 1.2. But even if Chen Mo knew that he was famous over there, and even that many evil gods were looking for him, he would not panic at all. At the same time, because of this incident, the acquisition wave of high-energy minerals finally stopped. At that time, everyone didn't pay much attention to it. Now that I think about it, it must have something to do with the dimensional spaceship. He even thought of a way to lure a few demons over. Chapter 471 3-Step Plan. Double the persuasion. One more. Master. Two beautiful figures appeared one after another. Look excited. It was Ash and Oran who organized the dimensional spaceship test just now. Great Holy Emperor, congratulations. Femilis, the goddess of fortune, also walked into the manor. According to her plan, the original dimensional spaceship would take at least several years to slowly plan. I didn't expect Chen Mo to have sufficient resources and manpower to explode. Spill directly. Too much. So far, the dimensional spaceship has almost been completely completed. She thinks that just by improving the manipulation method, she can almost take the step to the rest of the universe. At that point, the Eater of Dimensions will no longer be a mortal threat. Just leave before they come. Of course, the Nesser core of the dimensional spaceship will suffer serious damage as a result. 30 at that time, it will have to go through countless years of repairs. Even if it is as powerful as Chenmo, it is estimated that it will have to collect resources again, and it will take a long time to expand in the new universe before it can collect enough resources to repair Shanizer's core. But even so, Chenmo's technology on the dimensional spaceship should already be number one in the universe. Even if the end of the world ferry tickets are being sold now, no one will say anything. No matter whether it was the members of the Star Soul world, or the other fourth-level civilizations, no one dared to raise objections or try to bargain. This is the power of monopoly. And a monopoly is still a way out. Dimensional spaceship, as a fourth-level civilization home star transformation, is equipped with Nisar core and many creations of the knowledge essence of fourth-level civilization. Isn't it normal that the fee is a little higher? However, Chenmo will definitely not charge directly. He's not that easy to talk to. In other words, those who oppose him will not be given a suitable opportunity. Taking a 10,000 step back, even if he is quite a good person once, the rest of the fourth-level civilization would not dare to believe it. They may take the initiative to submit a nomination certificate. Of course, whether I vote or not, I will integrate the knowledge and available power of the entire universe. Only when these forces come together can they resist the devourer of dimensions most efficiently and powerfully. And if I want to integrate my strength, I still have 3 steps to go. The first step, and the most basic prerequisite, that is to become the strongest member of parliament, then control the right to speak, and abolish the federal system. Replace the Federation with my sacred system. Immediately integrate all the resources of the entire Star Soul world. Step 2. Eliminate or infect and control the remaining 4-level civilizations, and integrate their knowledge. Quote. Last step. All creatures included in the sacred system must undergo genetic ascension. Quote. Finally, while invading the void and collecting more knowledge, prepare for a decisive battle with the devourer of dimensions. Chenmo analyzed it carefully. Now his plan is quite clear. In this way, my first and second steps have already made preliminary progress. And everything is going well so far, and the third step has actually been partially implemented. Quote. On the other side of the void, I don't know how much harvest I can get, this is an uncertain factor. Just when Chenmo was thinking. There is also news from Luo Bing. Chenmo, the entire Star Soul world is boiling, and everyone is asking, when will your super battleship join the battle? Many star gods have already begun to attack the remaining 4th-level civilizations. Also, many congressmen seem to have begun to support you publicly. There are even more rumors that the Ice Queen is following you. Before Luo Bing finished speaking, he closed his mouth by coincidence. Because as the camera turned, she had already seen the Ice Queen. I don't know if it's an illusion, but she feels that this super strong man seems to be in a daze. Very good. Chenmo couldn't help smiling. It seems that the first and second steps of the plan can start to advance again. Especially the first step, you can push forward vigorously. Aside from Space Masters and others who must oppose him. Chenmo believes that by then his sacred system will lead to an explosive growth. Chenmo couldn't help but nodded with satisfaction. It will be difficult for the congressman not to believe his words. When it is strong enough, everyone must join his system. Among the remaining MPs, as long as 30 support him, that is enough. The members of the council have all supported it, so is there any better choice for the other star gods, the master of the Star Soul? The next attack is enough to completely destroy a 4th-level civilization, and at the same time severely damage more than 3 4th-level civilizations. His plan would not be vetoed by opposition. Chenmo asked. The dimensional spaceship should be able to travel across the universe now, right? Next, I will launch an extremely powerful attack, which requires the cooperation of the dimensional spaceship. At that time, the largest institution outside the Federation will be his sacred system. In addition, as long as his halo array is activated, the attention of the world's law will be enough for his position to immediately rise a lot. When the time comes, there will be technology and strength to save those 4-level civilization mother planets from jumping over the wall in a hurry. With the dimensional spaceship, he will gain more and more stability in the next battle. Hear this. Ash carefully analyzed the state of the spaceship, and then said, No problem, Master, you can barely try it once, the success rate is as high as 98%. As for the jump in this universe, it is very easy and extremely fast. Preliminary control of the 360 AA meeting, no problem. Double the persuasion. Chapter 472 Congratulations to His Majesty the Holy Emperor. Big business is here. 2 more. With the dimensional spaceship here, my next plan should go smoothly. No fear of consumption inside the Star Soul world. Chen Mo said to the Ice Queen Brawny beside her. The rest of the members are still very powerful, and the Star Soul world has its own rules of the game. Chen Mo can only find a way to defeat them in terms of influence. If the counselors unite, they will definitely be much stronger than Chen Mo, and even with the power of the Star Soul world, they can easily abolish Chen Mo's plan. But Chen Mo knew that this was impossible. Because he himself does not harm the interests of the Star Soul world, and each member of parliament has his own different demands. Before Chen Mo is close to 40% of the attention of the law of the world, the rest of the counselors will not think about abandoning all opinions and huddling together to keep warm. After all, what's the difference between supporting Chen Mo and supporting Space Master? To be honest, there are more people who have personal grievances with the Master of Space. In short, under the current circumstances, Chen Mo will basically no longer let others take the initiative to make trouble. Inside the Star Soul world, it can be said that it will enter a very peaceful stage. Even, the trial court can easily deal with it. They are nothing more than saying that Chen Mo touched the void privately. Chen Mo thinks that next time he can find an opportunity to bring these loyal inquisitorial warriors to Macon together. It's just that when the time comes, I hope they don't freak out and pee their pants. As for the war with the 4th level civilization, at present, it is inevitable. If you don't kill a few and frighten these 4th level civilizations, there is no way to continue talking. Fortunately, compared with other civilizations, the 4th level civilization itself is very rational. There will be no situation where you are controlled by one person, and when your brain gets hot, the whole civilization will come up to fight to the death. In short, after the other party accurately recognizes your strength, it is easy to speak. The divine will must reach the entire universe. Joining the glorious evolution is good for anyone. Before the Ice Queen could speak, Ash on the side had already worshipped and spoke. She praised Chen Mo from the bottom of her heart. It's natural. Chen Mo nodded. If his plan is successful, these are things that will come naturally. Of course, the premise is to defeat the devourer of dimensions, otherwise, no matter how good the thing is, it will be like a bubble if it has a high status in the universe, and it will burst at any time. Congratulations, His Majesty the Holy Emperor. In the video, Luo Bing also said with a smile. On the other side, the Ice Queen Brawny was quite speechless. These people boast that Chen Mo can do it. After all, who would not want to kneel and lick a wave when they meet such a strong man? But the problem is, she's still here. It seems that she was the one who came to discuss something with Chen Mo in the first place, right? Why did he become himself standing aside in obscurity? After a while, Chen Mo finally finished talking. The Ice Queen, Brawny, stepped up immediately. The expression is quite serious. No way, she couldn't hold back anymore. If it was in the past, she turned around and left. But now, she must give Chen Mo enough respect. The reason is very simple, now she has to ask Chen Mo. And it's a must. No one can solve it except Chen Mo. If she had any doubts about this before, then now, it is completely gone. I believe that even the Master of Space will find it very difficult to face Chen Mo at this moment. After all, beyond the planet, the huge dimensional spaceship is still parked. Do you still want the boat ticket? Members of Parliament, are you still sitting? The Ice Queen took a deep breath and said calmly. Chen Mo, who was about to contact Lilia and ask how the broken world was doing, suddenly had a smile on the corner of his mouth, and temporarily stopped the work at hand. Then he said politely, Mr. Brawny, let's continue talking. Looking at Brawny's attitude at this time, Chen Mo was also a little emotional. In just a few hours, this person's attitude changed. 180 degrees is definitely not possible, but 90 degrees is also possible. This is the miraculous change brought about by the dimensional spaceship. In this world, power speaks after all. At the same time, Chen Mo also felt for the first time, the true meaning of that sentence, give me the right knowledge, and I can move the entire universe. At this moment, he moved the Ice Queen Brawny. But it's a pity that at present, he only deeply pried Brawny and the MP behind her. The rest of the councillors don't have too many important interests involved with Chen Mo. How to impress the rest of the congressmen, or in other words, get them to integrate their resources, is also a problem. At this time, Brawny is well aware of the power balance between the two. The balance has completely tilted to Chen Mo's side, and the chips she can take out are almost equal to none. The only thing worth looking forward to is that I have invested in Chen Mo in advance. This point can bring her a lot of rewards. She believes that although she has misjudged Chen Mo's potential, she will not misjudge Chen Mo's character. Thinking of this, she said, "Your Excellency Chen Mo, we just talked about the issue of cooperation. I don't think I have any opinions on your training of counselors. However, don't you think I am also a worthy candidate? I deserve your trust." Without waiting for Chen Mo to speak, Bronny then elaborated on the Space Master's plan and the current crisis facing the Star Soul world. Tell her what she knows. At the same time, I mentioned, by the way, how I resisted all opinions and supported the rise of Chen Mo, a candidate who is suspected of being the son of destiny. Finally, she said to Chen Mo, I can guarantee that in the past, present, and future, no matter what moment it is, I will always maintain a friendly attitude towards you. I want to seek to cooperate with you and deepen the relationship. I have the same idea. Chen Mo said with a smile. I am also very grateful for the Queen's help to me. So you can rely on this favor to seek my help. But there is only one chance, and I think that any cooperation should be beneficial to both parties. If it is only maintained by favor, this benefit may not last long. Chen Mo speaks the truth. It depends on how the Ice Queen chooses. Speaking of this, the Ice Queen couldn't help but look serious. She said, I think you should also know about the Dimension Devourer. We must end the dispute immediately. Before, I thought we should lead the battle, but I just told you about the situation, so you should also know. The fugitive faction headed by Space Master is very powerful. Quote, now that you have the ability to sum up disputes, I hope to be able to fight as the main member of the Parliament. I am willing to pay the price for this. The subsequent affairs of the Parliament will be dominated by you. Also, I want to meet Lady Luck. She must know more about Dimension Devourer. Good Zhao. I think that the rest of the counselors probably have the same idea now, and they are probably willing to pay a lot of money in exchange for knowledge about dimensional spaceships. The Ice Queen has said all that needs to be said. Knowledge of dimensional spaceships. Do they still have the idea to give it a go? Chen Mo couldn't help laughing. There must be. I have a few familiar congressmen tell me that Space Masters are already proposing how to obtain knowledge, and there are quite a few responders. After all, they have paid too much, and they can't just stop. Besides, there are two-dimensional spaceships, and everyone has one more option to choose spear. Speaking of this, the Ice Queen couldn't help but smile. This is actually beneficial to her. But she tends to Chen Mo, because the Master of Space makes this thing, and he really wants to run away. Chen Mo is different. However, Space Master is powerful. If he does not hesitate to pay the price, he may succeed. You have to be careful. At any cost. Hearing this, Chen Mo couldn't help but smile even brighter. He had a feeling that a big business was coming. Chapter 473 Unexpected Harvest. Attack the Outpost of the Void. One more. As for the price, Chen Mo is afraid that the Void Lord is not firm enough. As long as he is willing to pay the price, Chen Mo doesn't mind satisfying the other party. After all, it would be very good if they could get the knowledge in their hands through this method. In the large library, the high-level knowledge to which the congressmen belonged accounted for more than half. Some of the rest, and many of them, were collected from looting from other lands. However, Chen Mo had no choice but to take a closer look at how determined these counselors were. Think of this. Chen Mo looked at the Ice Queen Bronny, and asked with a smile, does Her Majesty have any corresponding evidence, such as the high-energy mineral data traded by members of Parliament, or meeting records? Of course there is, but you are not a member of Parliament yet, so I can only show you the transaction data. As Bronny spoke, he raised his smooth arm, and a list popped out from the watch on it. The list flipped quickly, all of which were information about the rest of the congressmen that Bronny had collected over the past 10 years. One of the most important items is to observe the transaction information of these congressmen. Through this, it is possible to analyze what actions they may be undertaking. Looking at these 410 data, Chen Mo's eyes lit up. After all, that's what he did. However, his efficiency is much higher than that of Bronny. In addition to the fact that the data cannot be so detailed, in terms of the amount of data collected and the processing speed, the biological mastermind completely outsmarted the Star God. This one is broken world. Space Master actually purchased so many resources, and is stabilizing a broken world. Chen Mo couldn't help raising his brows. He just needs a world like this. Lilia was asked to look for it before. Unexpectedly, I saw one. Judging from the public data, the stability of this broken world is quite good. The only pity is that some of them are too big. But if you can take it down, you can start building the void gate inside. It is good for Chenmo to advance this plan directly. Except for the final battle against the Devourer of Dimensions, Chenmo feels that the rest can be carried out together, the sooner the better. But this data is from 2 years ago. What the broken world looks like now is unknown. Moreover, the current atmosphere does not seem to have reached the point where the space dominates the sail. Do you want this? I do have one, but I don't have the technology to dominate the space, and I can't stabilize the broken world. The quality is much worse. I've actually left it for a few years, because the interior has been explored. You also have. Chenmo's first reaction was to be happy. This is so lucky. For the rest of the MPs, there are still some troubles. But for Brawny, wouldn't it be possible to discuss it now and buy it for use? Well, this is the data of the broken space, you can take a look. As she spoke, Brawny opened her hand, and a projected model of a broken world appeared in her hand. I don't think this space can be called the world. It's relatively small, but it's stable. It shouldn't have changed much in the past few years. Chenmo couldn't help looking at the projection in Brawny's hand. A broken world. Owner. The 99th Queen of Ice, obtained from space exploration. Description. This is a broken world fragment that has been explored. There used to be many void monsters inside, but they have been purified quickly. Because of this, there is not much content worth exploring. However, as a private storage space, it is very good and needs to invest resources in renovation. A. Remark 1. The space inside the broken world is relatively stable, but because of its small size, too strong damage will make it dissipate quickly, and it will not be spared if it falls into an energy internal object. Dia. Remark 2. This area is easy to attract void creatures. The tribunal recommends that it be destroyed, or that no additional construction other than observation be carried out. A. Remark 3. The projection of the great demon has been killed in the current area. Maybe it is close to a certain great demon's lair. If there is a chance, it can be submitted to the Council for Special Research. A. Chenmo in the back didn't bother to look at it. Notes and so on are all written by Brawny himself. Nothing more than research. Pay attention to void creatures and the like. To sum it up in 2 words, be careful. However, this is not a problem for Chenmo. The consciousness of his legion is protected in the astral world, and the network operation is carried out with the help of his mushrooms, regardless of the distance. Therefore, there is no fear of the evil gods bewitching the great demon king of the void. That's even worse. Maybe, when the time comes, his legion of gods will be regarded as a shell monster without a soul by the void creatures. But no matter what, it must be quite dangerous to build the void gate here. Chenmo must ensure that this door is always under his control. It is not enough to have this alone, and it must be guaranteed that this space can be destroyed at any time. Once it is built, and the follow-up insurance measures fail to keep up, then Chenmo will be in big trouble. This means that he has to face the invasion of void creatures before he has settled down the rest of the 4th-level civilization. Even, it was the direct invasion of the evil god. This is no less than a catastrophe affecting the entire universe. Certainly not as good as Dimension Eater, but would seriously disrupt Chenmo's plans. Chenmo will not build the void gate until he has built a device that can destroy the broken world at any time. But once the preliminary work is ready, in Chenmo's eyes, the use of this broken world is far more than just storage space. Instead, it will be an outpost. An outpost to attack the void and harvest knowledge. As long as he has the gate of the void, Chenmo can go to any place in the void, and even lock the great demons and evil gods he has met. The confrontation situation between the two sides will also be reversed 180 degrees from unilateral transparency, and it will become unilateral transparency to Chenmo. Big change. At that time, the evil gods and those demons will be terminated. Eternal lifespan, observer of civilization on the material plane. Joke. They can only become a treasure trove of knowledge, waiting for Chenmo to develop. Chenmo's divine terra will also spread the light of evolution into the void. As for how many chances of devouring evolution can be obtained, it depends on the strength of the gate of the void. The more evil gods you find, the higher the probability. Chapter 474 Trading the Broken World. Battle Faction Alliance. 2 more. Nice one. This broken world is pretty good. Chenmo couldn't help but look at Ice Queen Brawny. She was wearing a long dress, and she had silver-white curly hair behind her. The ends of her hair emitted a light blue light. The weirdest thing was that she seemed to be emitting a chill when she walked around. Always very nice. Gives a dreamy aesthetic. If you walk on the street of Xinghan World, you will definitely attract the attention of countless people. Of course, the premise is that she restrains her strength, otherwise, there will not be countless heart-wrenching people along the way but direct heart-freezing. Humans in the Star Soul world, after becoming star gods, can also continuously energize if they wish. This is similar to the gods. Bruni's hair is the embodiment of this energy. Her current body is similar to that of an angel. It is flawless on the whole and has a very good adaptability to energy. Even, some members of parliament have completely abandoned their flesh and blood, but directly exist in an energy state. In short, the more powerful the star god, the less he looks like a normal person. But Brani's aesthetics are still quite online. Her appearance is more like a goddess than a queen. In fact, before the Ice Queen became a counselor, there were many suitors. In other words, a person who kneels and licks can circle the Star Soul world more than a dozen times. But it will be different when she becomes ordinary people. Even if they want to kneel and lick, they can't find a way at all. The Ice Queen was the most famous genius in the Star Soul world before Chen Mo. It is also the one with the fastest promotion speed in the past 200 years. Strong and influential. As for why she got this title, it was because of her ability to freeze objects almost completely, that is, to reach absolute zero. In terms of personality, the gift system is not great. Chen Mo feels that the other party has a more cheerful and friendly personality. Since this broken world of yours is not in use, why don't you just sell it to me? I have a plan that needs to use this broken world. That, to me, is very important. Chen Mo didn't talk nonsense and spoke directly. I don't want to take advantage of the other party, and communicate sincerely. This. Brani couldn't help but hesitate slightly. She thought for a while, and said, Chen Mo, I know you have always had some thoughts about the void. You use this broken world because there were big demons haunting it, right? Let me tell you, our Star Soul world expressly prohibits dealing with void creatures, especially the great demons and evil gods with powerful wisdom. If the matter gets out, all the counselors will immediately oppose you. When it comes to dealing with the void, any civilization will have this attitude. Those who don't do this will already perish. Brani is very serious about such big things. Of course she wants to work with Chen Mo a lot, but definitely not in such a dangerous way. Staying away from the void is good for her and Chen Mo. Even in their current identities, they are very important to the entire Star Soul world. Once bewitched by the evil gods, the problem will be serious. With Chen Mo's power, there may be a wave that will severely damage the entire Star Soul world. This crisis, she thinks, is more terrifying than the Dimension Devourer who has not yet been fully determined. After all, you can see it and touch it. She has investigated countless ruins, and the famous and fortunate ones were almost all killed by void creatures in the end. For those who are curious, death seems to be the only attribution. There are too many lessons learned. After all, the other party has plenty of time. As long as they succeed once, the entire civilization will gradually corrupt and degenerate, and many people will slowly become the lackeys of the evil god. The power system of the Star Soul world is extremely special, and to a large extent, this situation can be avoided. However, many cases still occur every year, so that the trial court is very busy. Cthulhu, who can infiltrate through knowledge, is hard to guard against. She has the time to study the void, and to be honest, she thinks it's better to let the goddess of luck come over and talk about the devourer of dimensions. After all, although the void is dangerous, it is not the kind of life and death situation that is imminent. And the devourer of dimensions, which destroys the entire universe, in her opinion, is the most terrifying enemy at present. Don't worry, when the time comes, you can apply for the supervision of the trial court, and I will also propose this proposal in the parliament. Chen Mo said, it doesn't matter if the trial court doesn't allow it, let the parliament amend the regulations, wouldn't it be enough to allow him? Of course, before that, Chen Mo will definitely take safety measures. Because he really got out of control, not to mention what Void did to him, in the Star Soul world, his prestige would drop drastically, and he would even be rejected by the world's laws. A 0 for Flowersa AAAA. As for the specific plan, I can't disclose it yet. This is Chen Mo's secret. Now that it is made public, the power will drop sharply. Moreover, this matter will definitely cause shock, and the evil god has many projections in this world. If he is unlucky and is detected by the other party in advance, then he will not have the advantage of surprise attack. But Empress, don't worry, my plan is unlikely to be harmful to the Star Soul world. In fact, it's just the opposite. This is something of a pioneering nature. Once it succeeds, it will even get a lot of attention from the world's laws. And you have also contributed to this big project. When the Parliament submits a bill, I will put you in the position of sub-project leader. You can also be regarded as participating in the project, and maybe you can even get the attention of the world law. Quote. Chen Mo shot a sugar-coated cannonball with a smile. Of course, he's not bragging. These are all true. His Royal Highness the Ice Queen, if you have any request, just ask it directly. If it is not too much, you can accept it. In this CAA. Just as Chen Mo judged, Bronny agreed. Bronny shook his head and continued. But I hope that my position as a member of parliament can be kept, instead of being squeezed out of the top 100 by the people you support. But to his surprise, I don't have any follow-up benefits. The two sides pack up the counselors, the top group of stars in the Star Soul world, and the general negotiation routines are no longer effective. I can give you the broken world directly. In that case, he can build 2 void gates at the same time, increasing the intensity of invading and searching the void. Lilia is also looking for a suitable broken world, because it is not just to delay his planned time. Chen Mo said again, but if you're lucky enough, Lilia might also have a suitable broken world to start with. It's okay, if it's not, it's down. For a moment, Bronny was moved. We advance and retreat together, and we will raise the banner of the main combat faction for a long time with a clear banner. Chen Mo is too lazy to say those useless things. As long as you can agree to my request, I can cooperate with you in the next actions. Chapter 475 Reach an agreement. The Void Gate Project. One more. Together, Chen Mo couldn't help raising his eyebrows. After thinking for a while, Chen Mo said, Your Highness, it's not that I look down on you. We can cooperate with each other, and even, I can keep your seat in the council, but if we advance and retreat together, sometimes you may not be able to do it. Or, I may not be able to do it. It is undeniable that you are an extremely top talent in the Star Soul world, but the Devourer of Dimensions is not as easy to deal with as you think, and the cooperation between us alone is not enough. Chen Mo knew very well in his heart that if Bronny was squeezed out by him this time, he would have no chance in the follow-up. Because he will occupy the absolute right to speak. At that time, the Member of Parliament should also change his name, the favored person. In other words, even after a few years, Bronny has the ability to squeeze out the current 98th or even 18th place, it is useless. Because then, the rules of the game changed. Chen Mo has the final say. At that time, 550, the current congressman will basically have to be laid off. So in fact, keeping the seat of the MP is far less important than Bronny imagined. On the contrary, keeping the cooperation with Chen Mo is the most important thing. Of course, this point Bronny is not clear. She still stubbornly said, Since I became the master of the planet, I have encountered countless difficulties. Every time, I have finished with the first grade. Creating miracles again and again. So I believe, this time, I can too. Please also believe in my strength. Although I am not as good as you, as the second talent in the Star Soul world, I have confidence. Whether it's dealing with void creatures or devourers of dimensions next, I can get more attention from the laws of the world, and my ranking will continue to improve. I just need you to promise to protect me for 1 year, no, half a year. Okay, Chen Mo promised. Since you insist, then I will guarantee you for a period of time, I will not send someone to squeeze your position, you can rest assured. Here, he played a word game. He didn't say to keep Bronny's seat, but said, don't squeeze it out. That equated to the commitment Bronny needed. The other party naturally has no objection. But Chen Mo is very clear, what if the parliamentary system, or the current world law and the system spontaneously formed by countless people in the Star Soul world, will be subverted one day in the future? Then, there will be no MPs. Of course, no one in the Star Soul world would be aware of this problem. It's not that Bronny isn't smart enough. In fact, this system has been running for too long, and it is almost impossible to change it. Members must be the first, and then get more than 50% of the attention of the world law. This, impossible. Ice Queen Bronny breathed a sigh of relief, and hurriedly prepared to sign the agreement. She will fully cooperate with Chen Mo's actions in the future. At the same time, she also sent the coordinates of the broken world to Chen Mo, and sent someone to assist Chen Mo to take over there. Very well, the Void Gate project can begin. Chen Mo couldn't help smiling. Now it's almost time to get the dimension gun done. But it is not an ordinary dimension gun, but a super enlarged version. Chen Mo needs to use this weapon to ensure that the entire broken world can be disintegrated in an instant. It's a self-destruct device for a broken world. It's like an insurance policy. After these steps are completed, after passing through the council and calling the trial court, the Void Gate can be officially built. At that time, the entire void will be Chen Mo's hunting ground. He can go where others dare not go. The evil god that others dare not provoke, he can do it. In Chen Mo's eyes, there is not much difference between void creatures and creatures on the material plane. For pure energy creatures, he has done a lot of research through the ghost cannon and evil spirit reincarnation pool. Currently still in the battle zone of the Temple of Heaven, playing with a circle of void creatures. Research will continue to deepen. At that time, with the support of Void's treasure house of knowledge, he will be able to truly integrate the power of the entire universe. Even after clearing the void, with the help of the characteristics of the void, his teleportation network can also be officially renamed as the Void Network and allow people to reach all parts of the universe instantly. This will be a major device that replaces the portal and rewrites the rules of action. The entire Star Soul world, and even the behavior patterns of the entire universe civilization will change because of this. For Chen Mo, sweeping void creatures is of great significance. And to obtain these benefits, the construction of the Void Gate is the first step. After confirming that they were correct, Chen Mo put away the coordinates and agreement. Then continue chatting with Brawny. This is also his lucky star. Chen Mo has always had a good feeling for Brawny. No matter what the other party's intentions were at the beginning, Chen Mo really benefited. It can be said that Brawny is not only very strong, but also has a good vision. In the beginning, there were quite a few MPs who had the opportunity to invest in Chen Mo. But Brawny is the most decisive one among them, and as soon as he came up, he gave Chen Mo a proof of conquest. 0. The subsequent intersection between the two laid the foundation for friendship. Speaking of proof of conquest, Chen Mo raised his hand to look, and it turned out to be similar to the one in the hand of the Ice Queen. After thinking about it, Chen Mo suddenly remembered something, and asked, Brawny, do you want to meet the goddess of luck, Femiris? However, she is helping me test the dimensional spaceship. She is very busy and can't come here in person. If you have anything to ask her, maybe I can relay the news. Chen Mo talked nonsense. Actually, Lady Luck is on the sidelines. But Goddess of Luck is not under his control after all, so naturally she cannot fully accept his protection. So it's better not to expose it. The congressmen have too many means, and he can't fully guard against it. This is also the meaning of the Goddess of Luck, Femiris. She doesn't want to deal with other unknown powerhouses whose strength far exceeds her own. It will be very dangerous. So Chen Mo just pretended to relay the news. What? Brawny couldn't help being taken aback, such a close cooperative relationship. It seems that Lady Luck believes in Chen Mo even more than she does. Thinking about it, Chen Mo even found the dimensional spaceship she had lost. Super doubling. Whoever it is, I'm afraid I can't refuse, right? Chen Mo actually used his strength to get people to cooperate with him. She herself is currently in the same situation. If there is no problem, 5.9, I will contact you. Chen Mo said. At the same time, he looked at Lady Luck beside him. He is not in a hurry to go to the Parliament Hall right now, there is still a lot of business to do. At the same time, it would be good to learn more information from Brawny. Lady Luck can exchange information about the Dimension Devourer with the other party. This part Chen Mo definitely knows much more than the council. But there is one thing that Chen Mo is not clear about. That is the progress of the Dimension Devourer's arrival in this universe, what happened. If he can get confirmation from the Return Council, then he might be able to convert the data in the time column in the attribute panel to the real time at a certain ratio. It would be even better if we could analyze the connection among them, and even accurately predict the time when the Dimension Devourer will appear. Chapter 476, Prophecy Master Brawny immediately became a remnant of the old era. 2 more. Know yourself and know the enemy, and you will never be imperiled in 100 battles. Chen Mo has always wanted to find out about the Dimension Eater. The parliamentary fugitive faction is now stronger than ever. Because of this, I believe they must have some evidence. It shows that the Dimension Eater is not easy to deal with. Although the rest of the 4th level civilizations also have actions, the various actions are mainly driven by the Star Soul world. For example, carve up the resources of the universe and exterminate the rest of the lower civilizations. The Patila civilization didn't know about the Devourer of Dimensions, but they had also observed traces of the destruction of other universes, and had conversations with some Protoss personnel. I believe this part of the information. The Star Soul World Counselor has more. Contacting. Please wait a few minutes. Chen Mo said. In fact, he is now in contact with Ash, Lady Luck and others who have left here. Lady Luck needs to make some necessary preparations before she can join the chat group. Thank you. With the clues from Lady Luck, our understanding of the Dimension Devourer will definitely go to a higher level. At that time, the Star Soul World will pay more attention to this matter. Brunny said with a smile. Of course, the prerequisite for paying more attention is that Lady Luck is willing to provide strong evidence. However, judging from the current situation, all of this can only be done successfully with Chen Mo's permission. The goddess of luck may have completely turned to Chen Mo. Whether members of parliament pay attention to it is actually not important. As I said before, they can leave. Fleeing is a good choice. Everyone has their own aspirations. I won't stop them. But don't consume the resources of the Star Soul world. I'm going to use these resources to fight against the Dimension Devourer. Chen Mo said very bluntly. Since both of them advocate war, they naturally have a common topic. Anyway, Chen Mo will never escape until the last moment. He has worked so hard for so long, just to give everything he worked so hard to the Devourer of Dimensions. No way. Bronny also had the same idea, and even her idea of AA fighting was stronger than that of Chen Mo. Because she urgently needs to prove herself, it is very difficult for the congressman to go further in peacetime. Wars and looting have always been opportunities for rapid progress. In battle, keep getting stronger. It's what she's been doing most of the time. Chen Mo naturally saw the desire in the other party's heart. But the fact is that in the future, members of parliament will no longer have such a good reputation. After thinking about it, he still opened his mouth and said, I don't know if the Queen's Palace has ever thought about it. If some kind of invention or thing appears in the future, it will greatly change the rules of the game in the current Star Soul world. The counselor will become less important. What will happen to the whole world by then? Hearing Chen Mo's words, Bronny couldn't help being taken aback. The rules of the game in the entire world will be completely rewritten. Generally speaking, the winners of the previous round of game rules will become the ones who change. Speaking of which, Bronny stopped. A pair of beautiful eyes looked at Chen Mo suspiciously. She suspected that there was something in the other party's words. Undoubtedly, if Chen Mo's assumption continues, they, the beneficiaries of the existing rules, will be swept into the dustbin of history. Gainers of benefits, hindering change. This is the unchanging arrangement of the Star Soul world for thousands of years. But she feels that the current system is almost perfect, and it is almost impossible to break it. No, it should be said that it is completely impossible. His Royal Highness, don't you have any ideas? She changed the subject and asked. Chen Mo said with a smile, there must be some ideas. You see, I now have the Energy Mind Network DAO. Taking this opportunity, I want to try to spread my sacred system to the entire Star Soul world. At that time, my system will naturally replace the Federation. Everyone knows about this plan. There is nothing to hide. Even, on the Star Soul World Network, many big chess parties and conspiracy theorists are discussing this possibility. $58. She was speechless. Chen Mo really dared to say. Could it be that he took the nonsense of those people on the internet seriously? First of all, on the first point, other members of parliament will not use this. And what about using it? The planet masters all over the world still use portals and Requiem. I haven't seen these two congressmen, who can replace the Federation to make rules. At most, that is to become a powerful member of the front row. Most likely, Chen Mo took this path. And if this day really comes, wouldn't she, a member of parliament, become an old force, and she would go against Chen Mo? Involuntarily, she thought of what Chen Mo said just now. It's not that I look down on you. We can cooperate with each other, and even, I can keep your position as a member of parliament, but if we advance and retreat together, sometimes you may not be able to do it. Turn out to be, is this the so-called place where we cannot advance and retreat together? The more I think about it, the more Bronny thinks that Chen Mo can't be serious, right? But to do this, you have to have more than 50% of the world's laws paying attention, otherwise you won't be able to do anything when the parliament votes. 50%, do you know what it means? Let's put it this way, Space Master is only about 2%, or even less. Bronny suppressed a smile, trying to make his expression look serious. In short, this incident was too exaggerated, so that she couldn't hold back. She didn't know how Chen Mo did it, and discuss this kind of thing in a serious manner. Is this what you call humor? Having said that, if Chen Mo can really do this, all MPs have to kneel and lick Chen Mo, including her. I'm sure no MP would want to see this. In an instant, she had to be a remnant of the old era. Because by then, Chen Mo is almost equivalent to the de facto Star Soul. The Star Soul of the Star Soul world. 217. It is only after his approval that one becomes a favored person. At that time, when you stand in the Parliament Hall, everyone will be clattering, and they will all have to stand up, and they won't even dare to sit down. If everyone still wanted to use the power of the Star Soul world, Chen Mo had to nod. But it's not impossible. As long as a lot of level 4 civilizations can be wiped out at one time, then a lot of world law attention can be gained. Chen Mo couldn't help but nodded, expressing his approval. Based on the number of times I have obtained the laws of the world over the years, it will probably take. Yeah, it's hard. Just thinking about the obscene scene, she felt very amazing. In short, if you can do this, probably everyone will kneel and lick you. Well, you can't rely on the strength of the other congressmen, you have to rely on your own strength. As Bronny spoke, he couldn't help but raise the corners of his mouth slightly. Some of the opportunists, if you can't say it, cheered immediately and crawled at your feet. Probably half of the 4th level civilizations need to be wiped out and occupy their planets. P.S. There were some inconsistencies in the previous chapter. Lady Luck was actually there, and the previous article has been revised. Bronny suppressed a smile. She felt that since Chen Mo wanted to discuss, she should reluctantly cooperate. Bronny calculated carefully. 50% may not seem like much, but it is indeed very difficult to analyze carefully. Chapter 477. Business Complaints. Savior. 3 more. Well, indeed, I think your suggestion is good. Chen Mo couldn't help being interested. Doing this is really a big scene. Poochie. Seeing Chen Mo's serious expression, Bronny finally couldn't hold back and laughed out loud. I have to say, I haven't noticed before that Chen Mo is so humorous. As expected of a genius, he has not experienced the baptism of the years, nor has he experienced too many intrigues, and his mentality is quite good. All in all, a lot of fun. Bronny couldn't help but feel a lot of affection for Chen Mo. Of course Chen Mo could see that Bronny just took this as a joke. This is similar to what Chen Mo expected. After all, the truth is always taken as a joke, not once or twice. At this moment, the goddess of luck, Femiris, was also ready. She stood on the dimensional spaceship, with Nisar's core behind her, and then connected to the projection communication. His Royal Highness the Holy Emperor. She bent down respectfully. Then he respectfully said to Bronny, His Royal Highness Ice Queen. After this period of cultivation and recovery, the goddess of luck, Femiris, has returned to her full body state. With the support of Chen Mo's resources, she even took another step forward with the support of Nesser's core behind her. Stabilized at the stage of great divine power. This also made the godly armaments all over her look radiant, and her perfect figure looked very beautiful against the golden background. Femilis itself is also radiant, and even gives people a feeling of extremely bright and blooming flowers. Her eyes are light blue, with stars twinkling in them, giving people an extremely mysterious feeling. Congratulations to the Holy Emperor, your dimensional battleship has basically been completed. You are about to become the owner of the strongest battleship in the universe. I will stay here for the rest of the time until the cooperation between us is completed. Femilis first pretended to congratulate again. Of course, these words are all true. She doesn't plan to leave the dimensional battleship, at least until Chen Mo has dealt with the rest of the counselors. Through the eyeliner arranged all over the universe, she is very clear how dangerous she is now. It seems that in an instant, she became a cosmic internet celebrity, and the whole world is looking for her. Level 4 civilization, evil gods, and the craziest member of the Star Soul world. In short, she is now in a state of scalp numbness. She swore that she would not go anywhere except Holy Terra and the dimensional battleship during this time. She will not go back to the planet located in the Temple of Heaven that Chen Mo gave her to live in. Not safe. In short, Femilis was sure that Chen Mo's commotion this time was far bigger than she thought. Among the many monsters she knew, only the Devourer of Dimensions didn't bother her. At the same time, after leaving the dimensional battleship for a short time and returning again, the appearance of the entire battleship has changed. This also shocked her. It used to be observation from a distance, but this time she participated in the construction of the dimensional warship. Chen Mo's speed gave her a deep shock. Thank you. I wish us a happy cooperation in advance. Chen Mo said with a smile. At least half of the credit for this battleship comes from you. Without your knowledge of dimensional battleships and the Nisir core you provided, it would have been impossible to manufacture it so quickly. Lady Luck Fimilis. Thanks for the affirmation of the Holy Emperor. I just did what I should do. I believe that in this universe, you are the most worthy of my cooperation and the most trustworthy person. I am more and more sure that you can become the savior of the entire universe. It will also be my savior. Speaking of this, she couldn't help but stop and look at the Ice Queen Brawny beside her. This one is a big shot. If it weren't for Chen Mo being here, she wouldn't dare to communicate with the other party like this. This flattery is outrageous. Ever since, her expression became weird. The Ice Queen Brawny complained in her heart. Could it be that Lady Luck used her ability to foresee the future to really foresee this possibility? What's even more outrageous is that Chen Mo actually smiled and nodded. Once the position is exposed, she can become quite dangerous. This is too commercial, isn't it? Is this the racial talent of the Protoss? After this idea popped up, she couldn't help observing Fimilis carefully. This seems to explain some of the mysteries. It was even more exaggerated than when she joked just now that all congressmen, including her, had to kneel and lick Chen Mo's lust. On the side, the Ice Queen couldn't help being stunned. The savior has come. The exaggerated statement is too exaggerated. Apparently, they used to talk about this a lot before, and it seems that got it. And reached a certain consensus. However, maybe there is a certain foundation here, such as the prophecy talent of the Protoss. It's not from the Star Soul world, but from the entire universe. For a moment, she thought of the Nisir core offered by the other party before. Is this alluring beauty from another world serious? Chapter 478 Devourer of Dimensions. Anti-entropy technology. One more. By the way, Your Highness the Ice Queen, what can you do for me? After playing Chen Mo, Lady Luck had a sly smile on her lips, and looked at the Ice Queen who was dazed aside. Not to mention, this feeling of shocking the strong is not bad. What? Brawny couldn't help being taken aback. She even gave Chen Mo some weird things. These words made her dizzy. Almost forgot about business. She quickly said to Fimilis, I want to ask you about the Protoss and the Devourer of Dimensions in detail. This is very important for my follow-up strategy. I can use the corresponding knowledge and intelligence in return. Actually, you can just ask Chen Mo. He basically knows about my affairs, so I can provide some evidence, as well as our communication records, as evidence. This should be enough for you to win the trust of the Star Soul world public. As for MPs, there's not much of them in my glimpses of the future. It's a picture of a void creature. The stars in the pupils of the goddess of luck flowed, and she paused before continuing to say 940, a lot. There are also endless dimension devourers. They can swallow time and space, and the existence, or information of the entire universe as their food. They're pretty scary and they feed on knowledge, information and all that. We, the Protoss, gathered the fugitives from the rest of the universe and constantly confronted the Devourer of Dimensions, and concluded the most attractive thing to the Devourer of Dimensions, which we call entropy. Entropy is the unit of measure for all ordered information. The more orderly and regular the information is, the lower the entropy value is. On the contrary, the more disordered, chaotic, and unpredictable the information is, the more effective information cannot be extracted from it, the higher the entropy value. Dimension Devourer can obtain power from any object with entropy value. According to this theory, we have even developed a number of weapons DACJ that are collectively called reverse business technology, which are used to quickly change the entropy value to kill the devouring dimension. Ice Queen Brawny couldn't help shrinking her pupils. It's the same as we speculated, and it's even more terrifying. No wonder the broken world is so disordered, and some cosmic constants even change. Disappear, become disordered. They feed on low entropy. The whole universe will only become more and more chaotic, needless, more regular, and the more existences rich in regular information, the more they will be attracted to come. Oops, our universe is filled with so much regular and orderly information, knowledge, consciousness, especially the laws of the world. These are too orderly and extremely attractive. That's not true. Actually, whether a universe will attract dimension devourers, the simplest and intuitive way is to observe the level of civilization. The higher the level of civilization, the lower the entropy value. In fact, in the past 2 years, the degree of disorder in this universe has skyrocketed, that is, the entropy has increased. This is due to the unremitting efforts of your star soul world and void creatures. Speaking of this, Lady Luck smiled and continued, but this is only temporary. With the rise of Chen-Mo, the star soul world and other fourth-level civilizations will wipe out the existence of other orders. The average level of technology in the entire universe, as well as the availability of information, the degree of order entropy, is rapidly decreasing. Hearing this, the Ice Queen Brawny couldn't help frowning. What a contradiction. We need to integrate our forces to fight against the Dimension Devourer, but the more we integrate our forces, the faster the Dimension Devourer will arrive and attract more people. In the face of more and more Dimension Devourers, the more we need to maintain low entropy in order to maintain the level of civilization and have the power to fight against powerful Dimension Devourers. This method not only persists in fighting to the end, but also maximizes the preparation time. I even wonder if the Devourer of Dimensions is a void creature rising from some universe. Lady Luck Fimulus nodded. This is also the safest way she thinks for a long time. Infinite loop. Brawny suddenly felt a lot of pressure, but she did not give up, but carefully analyzed the possible solutions. Okay, could he have done something better? At the same time, we may be able to release some void creatures to come in. They are simply low-profile versions of the Dimension Devourer, and they also destroy civilization and absorb information as their power. Before then, we can fully prepare, and even study the kind of anti-entropy technology you mentioned. Even if she fails in the end, she can escape on Chen-Mo's dimensional spaceship. In the next universe, continue to use this method. However, Chen-Mo at the side didn't speak. Because of my experience, I might be able to delay for a longer time. Knowing what attracts the Dimension Devourers, although we can't stop them from invading, we can definitely delay their arrival, and even accurately predict their arrival time. Since this is the case, shouldn't we let the rest of the third-level civilizations go, or even intentionally create chaos in order to reduce the attractiveness of our universe? In short, the probability of defeating the Devourer of Dimensions will increase. Chapter 479 The Evil God Misses Me. I miss him too. 2 more. My prophecy is not omnipotent. Seeing Brawny's shocked face, and the appearance of attaching great importance to his information, Lady Luck immediately explained. The decision based on my intelligence is naturally not the safest. The more information I know, the closer I am to the truth of the matter. But it is only close, and it can never be 100% accurate. Even, due to my limited knowledge, I may make a wrong interpretation. Let me give a simple example. For example, even if the native can enter a higher dimensional space and see us chatting in the long river of time, he can't understand what we are talking about. He even can't understand what the watch in our hands is, he just thinks it's a torch that can light up. There is a high probability that I will make a similar mistake. What she said may not be completely accurate. At least in terms of Chen-Mo's interpretation, she has made some outrageous mistakes. She still remembers the scene of all races fighting against the Devourer of Dimensions together. The picture may be correct, but the real reason behind it may be very different from her initial guess, or even completely opposite. That's pretty strong, too. At least you've been partly right in your prediction, and you've made a lot of money. Ice Queen Brawny couldn't help but praise. She doesn't envy Lady Luck's abilities, but she is very envious of her current treatment. The bets are well placed. Just working with Chen-Mo on this item, I made a lot of money. She didn't understand it before, but now she can fully understand why the other party didn't want the supreme artifact. It is indeed much better to play with Chen-Mo than to hold a Nisur core by herself. After all, if Chen-Mo hadn't covered her now, she would have been approached by countless people. Even if it is hidden well, it is just lingering. When the Devourer alone comes, he is still a lost dog. It's not like now, not only the strength has greatly increased, but also the dimensional spaceship that is much more powerful than before. Follow up safely, with absolute treasure. So far, yes. I made a lot of money. But the future is hard to say. Lady Luck thought about the strength of the Devourer of Dimensions, but she still couldn't help beating her heart. I hope the future will always be so smooth, everything is good. She said with emotion. It is an optimistic attitude and expresses blessings to everyone. Chen Mo was thinking about the feasibility of anti-entropy technology, and when he heard this, he immediately put down what he was thinking and nodded with a smile. At this moment, the Ice Queen suddenly said, "His Royal Highness the Holy Emperor, I have a piece of news for you. Now the whole universe is looking for you. Except for our people. Most of them are projections of evil gods. Lady Luck, you too." Hearing this, Lady Luck couldn't help but twitch her lips. Although she knew this a long time ago, it still felt like a headache to be directly confirmed by a member of parliament. For the next period of time, Chen Mo's thigh must be hugged tightly. On the side, Chen Mo didn't care. Void creatures are extremely dangerous for others, but for Chen Mo, they are just right. As he continues to look for opportunities for evolution, it is very suitable. After thinking for a while, Chen Mo asked, "Can those evil gods find a way to locate me and come over? Or, can they always pay attention to my actions?" Ice Queen Brawny shook her head. "You really think they are omnipotent? Our star soul world is not vegetarian, and if the evil gods want to deal with us, they usually have to find a scumbag in society who is willing to degenerate. With the trial court here, we have been very strict in this regard. If you want to do big things, you have to sacrifice on a large scale and control an entire planet. However, they may be able to grasp your information, and it will be very difficult for us to find them in turn. There is no concept of distance in the void, and it is almost impossible for us to find a specific demon." After the Ice Queen finished speaking, Chen Mo looked at Lady Luck. "Don't look at me. My prophecy is not omnipotent. The essence is just another way of observation." Femilis quickly waved her hand and said, "That's a pity." Chen Mo couldn't help being disappointed. He thought that he was so popular in the void that he could attract some minions of evil gods. No matter how bad it is, a devil will do. He needs this kind of good building material. If he really succeeds, he might be able to speed up the construction of the Nether Gate, and at the same time, make a fortune. However, the void creatures did come and go without a trace. It was too chaotic, and it was difficult to find any rules. As if understanding what Chen Mo was thinking, Brawny on the side said, "Don't worry, the void creatures have such a habit, they will diligently come to trouble you for the creatures they target. A 0 for Flower Sa. They see it as a kind of entertainment, and they can play it for hundreds of years." Brawny himself has never provoked the evil god, but some congressmen have played the game of, "You hit me, I will chase you," with the evil god for hundreds of years. It can be said that it is annoying and very annoying. So it's no surprise that you've been targeted by many gods. As long as you reveal your flaws, they will definitely come to find fault on time. This is not good for your future development. Hear this. Chen Mo, who was a little disappointed at the side, couldn't help smiling. 0. Oh, there are evil gods who have been fighting against the congressman. Wouldn't it be possible to catch the great demon from him? Of course, maybe there is no need to find others. As long as the gate of the void is built normally, demons will continue to come to the gate. HMPH. Void creatures are just arrogant by virtue of their environmental characteristics. One day, according to the Emperor's will, the Holy Terra soldiers will turn them all into fuel. Oran on the side said firmly. These may be very deadly and difficult threats to others. The most important thing is that they think that hiding in the void can make them immortal. What's the meaning? It feels like chatting here is really a redundant outsider. Could you please stop talking halfway? It always feels that there is some big plan that he doesn't know is brewing. Ice Queen Brawny. This time it will not be a specific civilization, but the entire void. But, I hope that in the near future, these evil gods who hide their heads and show their tails will dare to be so arrogant. This made the Ice Queen Brawny feel very hurt. Hey. She knew that she would have a new war goal next. She was taken aback for a moment. The ability of the evil god is mainly to have a strong consciousness, and at the same time manipulate knowledge to control the consciousness of intelligent creatures from the subtleties through idealistic methods. They also manipulate matter to coagulate flesh. Among the people present, she knew the least. Thinking of the exciting plan of the master, Lan couldn't help but look forward to it. Chapter 480. The evil Shendu comes to contribute. Heart-thumping Ice Queen. 3 more. These people are very loud. Even the snake girl who looks like the commander has a confident face. Everyone is still very serious about the Dimension Devourer. But when it comes to the void, they are very relaxed. Could it be that void is really that easy to deal with? Brawny couldn't help being very curious. The big plan Chen Mo is talking about. What is it? I have to say, is there really such an awesome plan? She couldn't believe it. However, there are signs that Chen Mo is preparing a big plan. Some kind of endless belt device that is constantly being made. Massive portals. And the secret acquisition of Broken World. There are also people who have been building momentum, but now they are obviously free, but they are still here, not going to the Parliament Hall. It seems that some big conspiracy is brewing. Especially the delay in going to Parliament. Bronny felt that Chen Mo took 693 seriously and was preparing to give a big blow to the rest of the councillors. You can brag about other things, but this matter, the entire Star Soul world is paying attention to it, which is extremely important to the councillors. Chen Mo couldn't possibly joke about his fame. He must have had an extremely gorgeous opening. By the way, there is also the other party who has won the favor of the Goddess of Luck. The Protoss is a race that Bronny knows. This race is not well known among low-level civilizations, but it is very famous among major civilizations, especially among the big library scholars who like archaeology. Anything about the Protoss is a super sought-after valuable item. The Goddess of Luck is a Protoss, so her own ability is naturally not bad. The opponents all bet on Chen Mo, and took the artifact and their own knowledge as sincerity. Thinking of this, Bronny couldn't help but take a deep breath. It's absolutely right to form an alliance with Chen Mo. If I can reach an in-depth cooperative relationship with the other party, just like the Goddess of Luck, it will be of great help to me in the future, at least in the face of the Devourer of Dimensions and the subsequent turmoil in the universe. I will take the initiative. Quote. Bronny wanted to do this. Of course, she didn't want to kneel and lick Chen Mo. Although the other party is very handsome. But that's not her style. What she wants to rely on is her own strength. Now the Master of Space dares to be so arrogant, even trying to win over all the councillors to serve his own plan. Why? It's because he can stand against the Eater of Dimensions. Although this confrontation, it is only a shameful escape. But that's what will keep the rest of MPs on their toes. In the face of the catastrophe of world destruction, whoever has the means is the boss. Now, Chen Mo has a way. Even, not there is, but to solve the problem itself, that is, the solution of the Dimension Devourer, he is planning. Lady Luck has already mentioned a plan, that is, anti-entropy technology. She is very interested in this. Because according to the information of Lady Luck, this kind of knowledge is indeed proven to be able to kill the Devourer of Dimensions. This is much better than space masters who can only manufacture dimensional spaceships. So, Chen Mo will definitely gain influence over Space Master. And if she joins it and becomes Chen Mo's ally, she will definitely gain far more influence than she has now. Even if Chen Mo doesn't give her extra help, he just relies on this relationship. Bronny can become stronger. She has always been very confident in her abilities. Next, just cooperate with Chen Mo well. It is natural to gain the trust of the other party and deepen the cooperative relationship. Bronny looked at Chen Mo, and couldn't help feeling a little expectation in his heart. At this time, high-level heaven. Luo Bing had a look of affection for the news that was spreading. On the internet, it has been fried again. There are evil gods looking for Chen Mo. The giant spaceship has arrived in the void. The star god who applied to join the Ascension project will arrive a week later. All in all, a blast. She was dumbfounded. Oh my god. It's much hotter than I expected. The evil Shendu is here to contribute. Quote question mark question mark question mark quote. Looking at it, she suddenly widened her eyes. The Ice Queen Bronny's trip to Holy Terra has also been exposed. I'm afraid all the counselors can't sit still now. Hee hee. Luo Bing couldn't help smiling. This situation is really getting bigger and bigger. So exciting. She couldn't help feeling excited. There is a feeling of calling the wind and rain on the internet and affecting the whole world. Of course, this is not the illusion of the keyboard man. Luo Bing is very clear that all of this is true. She did participate in an extremely huge plan, and played an important role in it as Chen Mo's propaganda trooper. At this moment, she can swear that there has never been a congressman who has received such a high degree of attention from Chen Mo. 0. This is true. Everyone from a 3-year-old child to a 1,000-year-old star god is following Chen Mo. This time, it's really more powerful than a wave. But it's all over. Chen Mo hasn't come out yet. Could it be that there are bigger ones behind? Thinking of this, Luo Bing couldn't help being stunned. She couldn't think of it. How could it be bigger? Holy Terra. The chat of several people is still going on. Don't worry, I believe in His Highness the Holy Emperor. He has made me more and more confident. The Goddess of Luck, Femuris, looked at Bronny and said. In the beginning, I was a firm fugitive. But until now, I can tell you with certainty that I already believe in Chen Mo's shape very much. More, it is difficult for Femilis to disclose. In short, mixing with Chen Mo is definitely the best choice in this universe. At the beginning, the painful experience of our Protoss failure will never be repeated this time. Femilis said firmly, after listening to Femilis's words. Only by integrating the resources of the entire universe, quickly adjusting the entropy value, and manufacturing anti-commercial weapons, can we hope to fight against the devourer of dimensions. Only a very small number of people escaped with the aid of dimensional spaceships. Even, having lost the shackles of her home planet, some Protoss even drew her attention. 4.9. Back then, the Protoss was the most powerful race in the entire universe. After fleeing for so long, Femilis was a little numb. My biggest concern right now is when they will arrive. At this point in time, I should be able to delay, but I want to know, can I control it precisely so that they will come at a specific time? As she saw hope, the flame of revenge in her heart also blazed. Everyone she knew died in that war. She died last time because of this. At the beginning, the entire universe was destroyed, and the war was really extremely tragic. Currently in the entire universe, the most promising place is the Star Soul world. You are the most powerful. It is conceivable what kind of desperate situation they will face once they fail to resist the Dimension Devourer. These people are scattered in different universes. In the world of Star Soul, the one who has the most hope of unifying resources and making a new one is Chen Mo. All in all, it's difficult. Chen Mo asked. According to the information from you and Brawny, I probably know the ability of the Dimension Devourer. Probably know the ability of the Dimension Devourer. Probably know